Let's get it.
Fellas.
Wanna, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum.
Bum, 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 bum.
You,
Ty.
we should have been doing that during the countdown.
Oh, that'd be great.
Welcome back, fellas, to another Benkert and Blevins Bros. I'm so excited, guys. A lot's happened since we last met. We don't have to talk about Thanksgiving, but I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
It was a good one.
It was a little ruined.
it was, dude. It was good. It was good to be nice with the fam, man. You know, I missed you,
Absolutely.
Ty. Missed you, dude.
Yeah, I missed you too, guys. You know,
Yeah,
I was with
dude.
you in spirit.
I was. I kept fumbling all the turkeys on
Is that what you-
Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah, dude. And and there were a lot of turnovers happening throughout the day, but I did not eat any apple turnovers, unfortunately.
Oh my god.
Dad jokes in full force that I
Yeah,
love
dude.
it. I love it.
Jesus.
But guys, who cares about the NFL? It's Michigan season, baby.
Oh, I love. Was that hat calculated, John? Was that hat
100%.
calculated?
I knew I was going to get roasted because I haven't really been live from my setup yet about the Lions getting destroyed by the Packers. Great game, by the way. Great game for Jordan Love. Well-coached game by LaFleur. Lions got owned and deserved it. But man, Michigan, how about it?
I mean, dude, I predicted it.
That was a huge game. Hey, my buddy Lions, shout out if you're watching Lions. Huge Michigan fan, comes in a complete Michigan outfit, waving the flag into the high school. Dude, it was so hype. And he bet all the Ohio State fans, if Michigan won, that they had to wear his Michigan gear. And so all the Ohio State fans in the school were wearing Michigan gear. It was so
love
funny.
that.
It was
Oh my
awesome.
god, that's epic.
It was a
Dude,
good game, dude.
It was. Do you guys see my tweet? My kids made these people leave.
Are you serious?
So we're outside, right? We're in Gilbert, Arizona. We're outside. It's a sports bar area, so everyone's loud. And my two boys and then Joel's kids, we're all sitting next to each other. They're all like 8 and under. And literally every 5 minutes, one of them would go like, "Let's go Michigan," and then the other one would say it, and then they'd all say it, and then at the very end they would go, "Let's go Michigan," and like loud. And most people thought it was cute, but this couple in front of us who was a Ohio State fan were upset. And so I just let them know. I was like, just so you guys know, like across the street, the Ohio State Alumni Association is throwing a party. Go to that. Like there's more Michigan fans here. Just go to that. He goes, "Oh yeah, bro. Okay. You guys are being annoying, yada, yada." He's like, "Where's your coach? Where's your coach?" And I was like, "He's at home getting ready for the playoffs." And no joke, they stood up and they left.
Dude, it's crazy how really deep people get hurt by it.
It is, dude.
Yeah.
I'm witnessing it in firsthand right now.
If I
What
had
do you
little kids, dude, at a bar, I had it happen, dude. One of my buddies' daughter, dude, her name's Charlie. She did it last week against the Vikings. Was it the Vikings? I'm sorry. Last week against the Bears when we were losing. Like she just started like, "So you want the Lions to win?" She's old, by the way. She's like 14. I'm like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Go Bears."
Oh my god.
And we were losing the entire time. I'm not kidding. And then she switched it up last second and was like, "Just kidding, go Lions." And then we literally came back and won the game. So I was like, "But dude, it's annoying." And then
Listen
the
here, you
Packers
little
game,
shit.
same thing on Thanksgiving. She was there on Thanksgiving, dude. And go Pack, go. I'm just like,
Yeah, but that's different than being at a public place. You expect to see the fans of the other team. What do you mean you're experiencing right now, Kurt? What does that mean?
Oh, dude, I got Broncos fans in my neck because I don't think Russell Wilson's top 10, and it's not even just them. I got them. I got the Kirk Cousins truthers.
Dude,
I got a lot.
They don't need Russell Wilson to be a top 10 quarterback right now.
Dude, and that's literally what I'm saying. I'm like, guys,
Yeah.
he's not playing like a top 10 quarterback because he's not being asked to. He's not even throwing the ball to receivers.
Mhm.
He has 49% of his completions this year to running backs and tight ends.
Dude, his average depth,
Outstanding.
his average depth of target is the lowest it has ever been in his NFL career.
Yeah, I'm like, how can you tell me that he's making 1 or 2 great plays a game, but like Justin Herbert's making 5, 10, 20, and they're still losing. Like it's just they don't need him to be a top 10 quarterback. He's not a top 10 quarterback right now.
Yep.
And it's a little bit of copium for that trade and that haul, and I get it. But
Dude,
yeah, I
it's
can go in
wild.
all day.
It's wild. I just read an article, by the way, today from a credible source. I disagree with the article, but it was like, when is it time to blame Justin Herbert?
Bro, like what? You kidding me?
know.
He was balling out against the Ravens, top 5 defense.
Yeah.
And he can't control that Eckler fumbled, that Keenan Allen fumbled. I mean, Herbert had a huge run to like set up another scoring drive. Like Then the week prior against the Packers, like we had
he did everything he had to
Eckler
do.
fumble on the 2-yard line, 2 drop touchdown passes, one of them being a go-ahead in a 2-minute drill that would have went for 70.
Couple drop first downs.
A first-round draft pick receiver that can't even use, and they benched him mid-game for a practice squad guy they just pulled up. Like,
and then he did everything the week before that to beat the Lions. But
I'm
the
like,
Lions,
you put Justin Herbert on any other team? Come on.
Here's my question, dude. Why isn't Justin Herbert locking down the other team's best wide receiver?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Dude, go play.
Should have went on the field. Honestly, I'd like to see Justin Herbert play some safety. I feel like he could probably play some safety.
He's fast enough, dude.
Him. I love him. Oh, Ty, here we go. Here we go, Ty. Why don't we just start today by you just letting us know, Ty, who's athletic at the quarterback position and who isn't? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm
just go down the list.
I'm gonna wait. I'm listening. I'm gonna wait. We have a couple more things to do. We have a couple more things to talk about, dude. And I'll rip into them, dude.
We do. Well, I'm glad that I'm glad we're here. I'm glad we're back. We got the chat is active. They're very excited.
Hey, whoa. Quick shout out to John, our king of upset picks in the late group chat last night. Sent us in a little nugget, nugget for plus 550, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that.
Took the Nuggets live money line. I know this is a football show, but it's not just football. John is locked in at all points in time and sent us a freebie and made us some money last night. So shout out, John.
Yeah, John, Kurt and I both hopped on it and we both made money. Thanks, Jamie.
Apparently Ty threw 50 on it and then went to bed.
I threw 50 on it, went to bed, woke up, saw a little green 350. I was very excited.
Yeah.
And I needed it after the Vikings just completely threw my entire. I had like 10 different parts. I had so many parlays. All I needed, dude. One of them was Addison to get like 5 more yards and 1 reception, and I would have won like $1,000. And then it was just not.
Dude, one of those weeks where you're so right, but like you're just barely wrong, and none of it matters.
Right. That's how they
it really matters. That's
This is my favorite thing. Like the sports betting now is the new fantasy football. Like all those memes that were true about fantasy football 5 years ago is true about sports betting. Like nobody cares about your lost bets. No, nobody cares. I care though about my lost bet, and Ty cares about his lost bet. So we're gonna keep sharing them. I had a 5 to win 900 14 college football leg on Saturday. Every one of them hit except Louisville, who lost to Kentucky.
Dude,
no joke.
I had them too.
No joke, guys. That was the biggest favorite I picked.
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't Louisville like minus 500?
Dude, they blew that. They blew that game. I had them, LSU, and one other team, and like LSU probably was going to lose that game, and Louisville had it the entire time. I'm like, that's the lock of this week.
Yeah.
And then what do you know?
That was a good game. I watched it live. I watched it live. I was at a bar watching it. It's a college bar, and they put up college games all the time. They'll put up college games over like NFL games and things like that. Sick.
Freaking Purdue came back and beat Indiana. Like all the things I needed to happen except for that.
What's happening this weekend, guys? Like the championship weekends, I feel like are typically lopsided. Are there any like?
We should talk about that real quick before we get into this.
4 and 5, right? Washington, Oregon. Is that a game?
Washington, Oregon, and I know money lines
one.
on Oregon. Like Oregon on paper should win, but like,
dude, last I saw -9 Oregon, and Washington beat them last time they played.
Is somebody hurt? Or
I know Oregon's just hot right now.
Oregon is super hot right now. I'm 98% sure that when Washington won, it was a home game. And it really was a shootout. It was a great game to watch.
And now it's going to be at a neutral site.
Yes, it'll be at a neutral site. I think a lot of the favorites win. The Michigan's favored by 23 against like top 5 defense in the league, bro.
I'm just gonna say like that, like the money lines in those types of games are so easy to throw in your NFL parlays, like just as a little bit of a boost for your odds.
And dude, wait, so Iowa plays Michigan, right, John?
Iowa plays Michigan, yep, and Indianapolis.
Dude, the line for points for Iowa at halftime is 0.5 point, and it's plus 100
to just score 1 point by halftime.
So if it's plus odds that Iowa's gonna hit a field goal by halftime, but Vegas doesn't think it's gonna happen.
I'm in, dude. I'm kind of in.
I mean, dude, they really are. Iowa is the Pittsburgh Steelers before they fired Canada of the NFL.
Really?
Like, just an awesome defense with no offense.
I want
to talk about that.
All right, we will. So anyway, you guys are asking for some fun ones though. Like, I think Bama to beat Georgia is a fun one to go money line. Just because it's just gonna be absolutely chaotic and Bama's getting together. It is. I think Florida State with a backup QB is gonna beat 15 Louisville.
That Iron Bowl, by the way, that Iron Bowl finish.
That Iron Bowl, though, you're talking about Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We watched that.
Such a fun
we had
game.
so much money. Tim and I had so much money in that game. I had So Kane Brown, you know, we're good friends with Kane Brown. He is like obsessed with college basketball, college football. He knows it all. And he sent Tim and I like an 18 leg, ready, an 18 leg lock. Like literally, he was like, guys, I promise you, like this, dude. And I think I put 200 to win. I put 200 on a lock 18 leg parlay college football to that Kane sent Tim and I to win, like I think it was like $4,000 or something like that, because like that's how locks they were. It wasn't like I was getting like,
it was
plus
like
50,
super.
Yeah. And
I love
then
that.
and Tim put way more and Kane put even more. But I'm still like very much like humbling. Like my bets are very humbling. Like $25, $50 like parlays. Like I'm trying to stretch it out. I'm not trying to just, because I'm still learning. It's fun and I'm still learning. So every single game hit. We were every single one except for the Alabama Auburn game. I cashed out. I cashed out. I had to. I cashed out and I got like half of what I would have won. But like,
and you had Alabama,
dude. Yeah. Of course we had Alabama, and dude, we were just texting each other. We're just texting each other. So we cash out. And then Kane the entire time. Kane's like, let it ride, bro. There's absolutely no way.
Let it ride, dude.
Let it ride. And then Tim, literally, like it was 21-20. It was 21-20. They were losing. I cashed out. They were down by 1. I cashed out. I was like, dude, I just don't like it. I don't like the way their offense looks bad.
Doesn't
right
feel
now,
good.
like it doesn't feel good. Cashed out. Literally 5 seconds later, they score a touchdown. Tim grabs his phone, is about like presses the button, and then it goes like changing like early cash out, and it like cut it in half. So he looks at me, he's like, I gotta let it ride. And dude, again, that crazy one-on-one single coverage in the back of the end zone catch was out of this world. And then let's talk about the over or the not the over, right?
Dude,
The spread not hitting because the pick
I got
six.
screwed on that. He said he stepped out of bounds, bro.
Dude. That pick six looked clean, bro.
Dude.
I was like,
shout out to that player for trying though, because like he didn't need to, but he knew.
He's like, dude, who doesn't want to get a pick six on the record, bro? That's what I'm thinking.
I swear, these players know. They know the lines, bro. Like they know you go through games and you know the lines. Like, bro, I promise you, everyone knows. Coaches in the NFL, they know. Coaches in college know. Like they all know, whether they want to say it or not. That's the first thing you do when you go in that week is like, what does the public say about this game?
Yeah,
guys,
I get more upset losing. I get more upset on a backdoor cover on a single game than I do if I lose one leg of a 6-game parlay. Yeah. Like, there's nothing worse than when they're like, "Oh my gosh, she's just gonna run a touchdown here. You're gonna win this bet. It's gonna cover," and then they just fall down at the 1 yard line, and then they take 3 knees, and you're just like,
Did I send you that? Did I send you my over under parlay? It was like 50. It was 50 to win 8,800. 50 to win 8,800. I picked, and then the Broncos decide to just have a day, right? Russell Wilson decides in the first half he wants to run for like 60 or 70 yards and get like 3 touchdowns. Dude, I was stunned, bro. I was so stunned.
Against the Browns defense looks like
against the Browns defense.
Yeah, they weren't good. And Myles Garrett hurt his shoulder. Like he shouldn't even been playing that.
Yeah, they're in
half of that game.
They're in shambles now too.
They're on my ultimate fade list moving forward.
Yeah.
They look
100%. Well, guys, let's get into some NFL here. College football is going to be fun. We are going to talk about it, and as Kurt kind of alluded to, we are going to get into some more sports here. Some college basketball, some NBA, some NHL. Freaking Red Wings going and get Kaner. Yeah. Can you guys come cheer for the Red Wings now? Come on.
No.
Patrick Kane on the Red Wings. We're making moves. Trust the eyes plan.
How about
Kane
this,
went to the Red Wings?
Yes, dude.
I'll buy a t-shirt.
All right. I love that. That makes me feel better. We're going to kick off the NFL talk this week with a brand new segment that we're going to probably include every single week called touchdowns, turnovers, and touchbacks. So for the audience, a touchdown, these are awards we're going to hand out. Each of us are going to give out all 3 from this past week. A touchdown, obviously a good play, an award for good play or a good coaching decision, or just in general, an awesome thing. Yep. A turnover, something bad that happened. And we're going to give an award out for that. And then a touchback, just something super boring. Like the Monday Night Football game, which now no one can use because I gave it as an example.
Man.
I'm on
so
it.
Touchdowns, turnovers, touchbacks. Chat, feel free to type in what your awards would be for each one. Fellas, who wants to start us off? Let's go, Chris.
I will. Teacher.
Okay. Yeah, please.
All right, guys. So my touchdown, my turnover, and my touchback for this week. My touchdown goes to your boy, Bijan Robinson. Feed the beast.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, on this show, we look at a little thing. It's not about It's not about how many touches you get. It's not about how many targets you get, right? It's about the percentage, right? How often you're on the field and how many of those things you get. Bijan was 12th overall in target percentage share of his team and 12th overall in touch share as a running back.
Ooh.
Hey, Bijan, welcome back. 2 touchdowns, receiving and running. Like, I love you, Bijan. I wish that they fed you all season. Welcome back. You get my touchdown this week.
I'd feed you, Bijan.
I would, dude. Come over, Bijan. I'll
I'd
take
feed
care of
you.
you. We'll take care of you. All right, my turnover of the week. It's 4 weeks running now. Goes to the Lions defense. For the love of God, Aaron Glenn, you have talent. You have had more talent than some of these other defenses that you've been playing, and they've looked better than you against a top 5 offense. Figure it out.
I agree completely.
We have too much talent on this defense to not be getting any pressure, to not be covering well. If we can't get pressure in 3 seconds, like, it just looks abysmal. Get creative, have some fun with the boys. All right. And then my touchback of the week. Okay. My boring goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers before Matt Canada got fired. Hey, welcome back with 428 total yards of offense, breaking a 48-game streak, the 4th longest streak in NFL history of not having a game of 400-plus team yards on offense. Hey, guess what? You got my touchback, but you're no longer boring. I love you, Steelers.
I'm going to take the next one because that is actually my touchdown, is the way that they handled their new play calling situation. So Eddie Faulkner is their new like day-to-day OC. It's the guy like during the week that is in charge with like bringing everyone together to make the game plan. The OC, that's his job typically, is like, hey, you divvy up this, you divvy up this. Like, he kind of guides the ship. But Mike Sullivan was their play caller on Sunday, who was their quarterback coach. Notice Kenny Pickett, how comfortable he looked for most of the game.
Mm-hmm.
When you have
the passes he was throwing too, man.
Yeah.
Like, he was throwing downfield. He was throwing like very good, like just he wasn't just checking down every 5 seconds.
Those seam routes to
they let the guy that spends the most time with Kenny Pickett be the one that calls the plays for Kenny Pickett. Like, I'm just gonna say it's a recipe for success, and I think you'll see other teams do that if they fall into this same path. So that's my touchdown. My what was the next one? It was
Turnover.
My turnover this week is actually going to be it's the Vikings defensive coordinator, Flores, right? So all game long was blitzing the shit out of Justin Fields and bringing pressure and these exotics, like very what you would see out of him and his identity. Then they got into 2 minute and they crowded the line and bailed out every single time, and were rushing like 3 to 4 guys at a pop. And Justin Fields had all the time in the world on that big play to hit DJ Moore down the middle of the field. And that's why they lost the game. And if he had just kept blitzing them, the Bears didn't really have any answers. They had one answer all game long on those situations. And he kind of sold the game for them. And so he is going to be my
Turnover.
My turnover. And then my touchback this week, it's going to go to the Browns, man. It's just like, I just expected more. I think Sean Payton, again, like, he's finding ways to win games. He's keeping Russ on the chains with the clock. He is like ahead of schedule, checking it out on the running backs, whatever. And then he's making a play when he needs to. But like, they didn't really do anything crazy, and the Browns just can't get out of their own way right now. And their defense for being,
Oh, got it, Browns.
Yeah, like the Browns defense for being top whatever in the last 50 years, like the last few weeks they haven't looked like it. And I went and I did some digging on analytics. And I think one of the reasons why they are top 50 in most of those categories is just because they have the best time of possession out of any team in the league this year. So they had the least amount of plays run against, I think, running plays. And then I think they have the, like, conversely on the other side on offense, like they barely run any plays. The games aren't long games. They're averaging like 51 plays a game on offense. And most teams in the NFL, I believe, are like anywhere from 65 to like 70. So, like, statistically, you're going to have a better defense when you're not on the field all the time.
Nice.
Love it. Ty,
right.
You ready?
Yeah. I got 2 touchdowns. It's a tie. One is Kyron Williams coming back. My man had an absolute pop-off game. There's like 3 touchdowns. He was on my IR and I didn't realize he came off, and he sat on my bench for 37 points. In fantasy, I know it's a travesty.
Did you win?
I did not. I did not, but I'm okay. I have a lot of leeway in that league, so I'm good.
Okay.
And then the second is going to be the kicker for the Eagles, Jake Elliott, in the
Holy
absolute
shit.
pouring rain. Hits like, what was it, like a 55-yarder?
59.
59 yards, and it had juice on it. Could have went further in those conditions to send them into OT. So those are my 2 touchdowns. My turnovers has got to be, I want to say like the Viking. I want to say Dobbs, but a lot of those interceptions weren't really his fault.
I'm surprised you didn't pick someone else.
No. I'm gonna go. What? Oh, nah. You know what? Yeah, I'll just get it started, dude. I'm gonna have to go with Jared Goff on the turnovers, dude. I had just a pretty big epiphany with him. And I don't. And
we
dude,
had a moment.
Here, dude. Listen, the fact. I'll get into it later because we do talk about him in a little bit. But I had an epiphany. So Jared Goff with the turnovers, literally 3 interceptions against the Bears, and then 2 against 2 incredible fumbles against the Packers. One of them where I think the wind blew while he was running, and it flew out of his hands. And then the touchback, which is our ZZZ Monka boring out, most boring thing in the world, dude. We aren't talking about it enough, and I'm surprised you guys didn't take it. I'm gonna go with the New England New York game. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, every single one of those games, first off, every Giants game in the world is like one of the snooziest snooze fests. They're my new Steelers on offense, if you ask me. Same with the Patriots. I mean, it literally was like watching, I'm trying to think of a great analogy. It was like watching paint dry. Just on both of their offenses, just sitting here like interception, and then nothing happening, right? And then punting it away. So watching those teams, I jokingly was like, I also said this to you about the Bears game, the Bears Vikings game. I was like, dude, I should have taken the under on 14 points because both of those almost hit.
Right. Dude, Ty, I love that you said that because I had a student today who I've never heard anyone say this before. And they were just like, you could have used it for the Patriots and the Giants. They used it for the Bears. But the student was just like, the Bears are a lot like watching paint dry if every once in a while the paint came alive and said something that really, really hurt you.
That's fine.
and I was just like, oh man, that's so good.
Speaking of paint dry, this is a sneaky stat for all of us. I would say us gamblers out there. That one of my friends sent me as a nugget today. Sunday night football and Monday night football, the unders are 23-3 this year.
Ooh.
Wow.
23-3. So more people bet on those games than any particular game because that's the only show in town, like for football. And most people that gamble, I would say, are degenerates, and most degenerates like points. So I think there's some leeway there, but dude, unders 23-3 is pretty insane on Sunday, Monday night.
That is wild.
Hey, noted.
Guys, hey, that's not going to be true this week when the Seattle Seahawks play the Dallas Cowboys. That game's going to be a show.
John, what are your awards, bro?
I'm going. I'm ready. My touchdown goes
to.
I think it's time. I'm upset at what I see all week long on Twitter and in my Twitch chat about what people say about the Eagles. It annoys me. They were calling them frauds all last year, all the way to the Super Bowl.
I was calling them frauds this year.
They had a great game. Hurts arguably had his best game last year in the Super Bowl. Had played awesome, and then this year, I get it. They're sneaking. They're sneaking past some teams. 3 straight comeback wins from Hurts. Hurts, I think, is playing a little bit hurt right now. No pun intended. But then he just does it again, and he was throwing dimes.
Dude, they're gritty
at the end of that game.
They're gritty this year. They're gritty this year, and they need to be.
They are, and the Bills played well. Now, we don't have to talk about the Bills' defense, but that could be my turnover here because their defense in the final 2 minutes of almost every quarter of that game was just atrocious. And has been for the last few weeks, especially in the fourth quarter. But Jalen Hurts is playing out of his mind, in my opinion, right now, the front runner MVP. And so I'm giving him my touchdown. Turnover. My goodness, fellas. Can we talk about the Raiders this past week? They're getting my turnover. They go up 14-0 at home against the Chiefs. They have a pass rush. Jacobs is getting going. They've got Jacoby Myers making plays and Devontae Adams eating. And Aiden O'Connell goes 23 of 33 for 248 and a tutty. No picks, no fumbles. What happened?
Dude,
what happened?
Talking about a game I almost cashed out on.
Same. I couldn't believe it, dude. Like, they just fumbled the ball. They should have done everything possible to win that game going up 14-0. They should have changed everything on defense if it wasn't working, and it just got away from them. They scored 3 points the entire second half.
Dude, I almost think that, like, that was the first time we've had to see the Chiefs get into 2-minute mode and like
Pretty
start like
quickly.
pushing the pace a little bit. And they stayed in it most of the game. And I think that for who they have like personnel wise this year, they're not going to be able to dial it up the same way that they've always been able to with Tyreek Hill. And even last year, they felt like they had more weapons, even though they really didn't.
Yep.
I think they're going to have to be a little bit more of a tempo and space team. And this game kind of gave them a blueprint for like, how do we score points? Because they've sucked this year on offense.
I don't know. It's Pacheco, bro. I mean, dude, they literally let Pacheco eat like so much, man. I think he had 2 or 3 touchdowns. He was absolutely popping off. He always does, by the way. Every time he touches the ball, he makes plays. And he was the person who they were checking down to and throwing to a lot.
Finally,
and
dude.
I know, man. And after, of course, I have him with a first time touchdown, anytime touchdown, in parlays, whatever. And I didn't take it. Take it again this time. But anyways, dude, he's insane. I gotta start taking notes like when I'm watching these games, because I literally watch every single game, and then obviously I forget certain like moments. But there was a moment where the Raiders were 14-0. I swear they could have scored. There was like a 4th down or some situation where it's like they're easily going to go for this, right? Like you're going
4th and 1.
Yeah, it was like 4th and 1. Like they're going to go for this, right? And they kicked the field goal, or like they attempted field or something. Like they punted it. I was like, I'm stunned, bro. Like you can't, like you look who you're playing, dude. Like there's sometimes you can't be like, yeah, we're going to play football and not, we need to play football against the Chiefs, right? Or we need to play football against the Eagles. Like we're not going to be okay with only being up 14 points and not like just, don't take your foot off of the neck of the tiger, bro. Like,
Hey, this is the first worth noting, guys. This is the first game all season where they had someone other than Travis Kelce in the top 10%, top 10 of target share. Rashee Rice was 10th on the list this week.
Yeah, he
finally a receiver.
Yep, a receiver.
Yep, he balled out. And my touchback is David Tepper and the entire Panthers organization. He is embarrassing he's embarrassing both Carolinas right now. By what he's doing. Did you guys hear the story about him handing last year's coach, Matt Rule? He handed him a play and was like, go run this play this week on like a Wednesday, like the owner. What are you doing? The fastest coach that's been fired, 2nd of all time. They're a dumpster fire. They have no one to throw the ball to. Bryce Young is going to be in shambles. It's not all his fault at all.
Dude.
Just such a boring franchise for the next 5 years if he's running it.
Dude, I saw this stat on Bryce Young too, that he's actually the most accurate quarterback in the NFL right now based on ball placement and separation, with the least amount of separation of any receiver. Like, I mean, we all saw that clip probably where the guy was like reverse toe tapping, like jumped backwards and his feet landed out of bounds. Like,
oh my God.
Like Bryce Young, like his ceiling isn't as high as some of these other guys. Like he doesn't have as high of a ceiling as CJ Stroud, but Bryce Young could be a Tua, and he's more athletic than Tua. And it's just like, dude, I don't know if he's ever going to get the pieces there. He may never get the coach there. And ownership, dude, like you can get rid of bad coaches, you can get rid of bad players, but ownership, bro, like you can't beat that.
Next year, Kurt, they're going to be paying 3 coaches more money than any other coach is getting paid in the league, because they're still paying Rule from 2 years ago. And now they still have to pay Frank. It's crazy.
It's just drops in the bucket for Tepper, huh?
100%. Guys, this is another new segment. We're going to go around the NFC North quarterback edition.
Oh.
All right. And we're going to start with Jared Goff. Now, let me set this up a little bit for the people at home. Tyler and Chris, and maybe not so much Kurt, actually, 2 weeks ago against the Bears, were having a meltdown in the middle of that game. Lions are bad. Chris, you were typing it. You were all caps and, oh my gosh, we're
blaming
bad. No, against the Bears. I know
Allegedly.
you weren't. But you were off the ledge against the Bears. And I kept saying a lot of ball game. And then we won. And everyone's like, all right. Then we went on the sports show last week, and all 4 of us agreed we're not doing that anymore. We're a good team. We're fine. We're going to lose a couple games throughout the stretch. The Lions are a good team. We're not going to just overreact in the middle of a game because we're a few beers deep. We're not going to do it. And in the first quarter, the chat's just blowing up again. Goff sucks.
I never said that.
You didn't say that, Chris, in the Packer game.
Let me take the wheel, dude.
So I'm hanging out with Chris. Hold on. I'm setting the stage. So I'm hanging out with Chris, and we're together, and we're talking about it. And we're annoyed at the game. We're annoyed at the turnovers. But we're mostly mad at the O-line and the defense not being able to stop Jordan Love and how well the Packers are playing. We get into it throughout the rest of the day. Chat, the 4 of us, okay? And Kurt and Ty are just gassing each other up, dude. Kurt's like, get rid of him, you need a mobile QB. And Ty's like, oh, I've been saying. And they're just gassing each other up. And me and Chris are like, slow down. None of us ever called him Mahomes, but slow down. Like, he's having a heck of a season until these last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so it came to a head. We ended up working everything out. Everything's fine. But now we're going to talk about it. So my question for you today, and Ty, you can start, Mr. Anxious.
Yeah, dude.
My
Y'all
question
ready?
for Jared Goff is, how far can Jared Goff take this Detroit Lions team?
Dude, I mean, listen. Hypothetically, and we're witnessing it, we're watching it in some of the games that he plays. Hypothetically, he can take us to the Super Bowl and even win a Super Bowl, right? But like the thing is like here's how you have to look at it. Here's how I'm looking at it, right? It's like, what is the ceiling, right? What is the ceiling going to be for like what has to happen? How many boxes do we have to check to like maybe win a Super Bowl, right? So like, let's say we make it. Okay, like I think that the less amount of boxes you have to check, the more likely you are to win a Super Bowl, right? And what I'm noticing with Jared Goff with the Lions is there are 1,000 boxes that we need to check in order for Jared like to and us to win. Like our defense recently has had absolutely like no turnovers. Chris, you brought the statistic up in the beginning of the show before we even went live. It was like we've had one turnover, like we've had one, and then we've given nine interceptions and fumbles, 9 turnovers in the last couple of our last 4 games. So like, and like, look what's happening, right? Like he's not winning us like those games. I can see him losing it more for us because what does he need? He needs a perfect offensive line. He needs a perfect pocket. He needs to have no one touch him when he's going down because the ball will come out. Like, and look what happened against the Bears. Even when he wasn't getting touched, right? He threw 3 interceptions. Like, I don't like that. I think that like if I had to choose what kind of a quarterback I would want, just picture it's the same thing, Chris. You're saying like we've built our offensive line, we've built our offense around Jared Goff. It's like great. There are other quarterbacks out there that can move if there is danger and still throw like he does, right? And I think that we uncheck 3 boxes of what we need to do to win if we get a more mobile quarterback that can still, dominate with that offensive line that we have. Like, picture any of the quarterbacks right now. I mean, even Bryce Young, right? We just talked about Bryce Young having the worst offensive line in the NFL. He has absolutely no time to throw. He gets no separation.
Dude, Bryce Young would look good in your guys' offense.
Our wide receivers get great separation, and Bryce Young can run faster than an oncoming defensive lineman. Like, it scares me when I think, oh my God, Jared's got a first down. He's actually scrambling. And then a 320-pound defensive lineman catches up to him and tackles him on the line, like, he gets 0 yards. It looks like he's gone. It looks like if he is literally, he's being weighed down by 1,000-pound shackles on both of his legs. Can he, like, I'm serious. Is it even possible? And Kurt, maybe you can answer this because like, I remember when I was in high school and I was working out like for the first time ever, like with my senior year. So it was 3 years. I was a freshman, sophomore, junior, never worked out. And I played soccer my entire life. And then my senior year, I went into the gym and I started going crazy. I literally gained like 50 pounds, like total, top to bottom. And I was able to jump higher, run faster, kick the ball further. If he gets in there, right? If he starts going Jalen Hurts status 500-pound squats, like he starts actually exercising, can he be faster than where he is right now?
He can totally get faster than where he is.
Because it is a liability. It is a massive liability. Like, I would love to literally clip this with the fumble that happened when he was running, when the guy literally went like this to the ball behind him.
All right.
And it went, and it just flopped out, and it cost us the game, dude.
Ty, you bring up something interesting. Okay, I want to counter this a little bit because I'm not going to give my answer yet, but I'm with you. You said you think Goff can get us to the Super Bowl and maybe win it. I'm with you there. I don't think that he's.
Chat's saying that he's cooking right now. So I'm just gonna say.
Let me just say right now. I'm going to go back to 2012. I'm going to test your football knowledge, and Chris and Kurt can help you here. And of course, I'll give the answer. This isn't to make anyone look dumb. In 2012, the New York Giants beat the Patriots. Who was the QB for the Giants?
It was Eli Manning.
Eli Manning. Yep. Mobile. No.
I think game's different, bro.
Doesn't know. Hear me out. I'm going to keep going. Baltimore 34-30. Ty, no, it's not. I'll go in the last 5 years. Fine. I'll skip. My point owns you. If I go all the way back, Baltimore, Joe Flacco, New England, Tom Brady, Denver, Peyton Manning, New England, Tom Brady.
Defense. Okay,
hear me out. Philly, Nick Foles.
But look at our defense. Look, no. But look at our
Tampa,
defense.
Tom Brady, Rams 2 years ago. New game. Rams 2 years ago. Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford can scramble, and Matthew Stafford
he never did though. He never did.
He does.
Look at his rushing yards.
Stop. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why Matthew Stafford. Shut up, Chris. I got this, dude. Let me tell you why Matthew Stafford had no rushing yards. Let me tell you why. Because every single time that man scrambled, unlike Aaron Rodgers, what he would do is right when he's about to cross that threshold where he can't throw the ball anymore, he would throw the ball, even though he has a first down. Maybe 8 yards. He would always try to throw the ball, and he usually threw interceptions. That was Matthew Stafford. Like, that was Matthew Stafford's entire career in the Lions. He could run the city.
And he won a Super Bowl.
and he won a Super Bowl. So
but he's getting
Mahomes
with a super defense, with a
right
super
now,
defense. That Rams defense was
I would argue,
crazy.
Kurt, you can maybe you can prove me wrong here. I would argue that almost every team that wins a Super Bowl has a super defense. Almost every, like, no one just gets carried by a QB except for maybe Mahomes.
What Tyler was saying is you guys don't have a super defense this year.
Oh, 100% we don't.
That wasn't-
We're
100% we don't.
paper thin, which
The
is
question
why
wasn't the question wasn't how far can the Detroit Lions take the Lions. The question was how far can Jared Goff take them.
Yeah, and right now Goff is my answer. He's the 4th ranked quarterback overall in DVOA, which is my favorite
I will
stat.
tell you.
And so I think he can take you to the Super Bowl.
But let's look at what we watch.
49ers D-line. 49ers D-line right now.
They're
Jared
elite.
Goff. What happens?
It's gonna be. They're gonna have to call a
That's
perfect
the
game.
hurdle.
No, dude, that's the thing, dude. Like, I don't like. Ready for this, dude? You want to know how you beat the Lions? It's not hard. You just I'm not kidding. Ready? You just blitz us. You just put a little bit of pressure on Jared. If that line collapses a little bit in that pocket, he's not going anywhere, right? I've seen him just go. Like he'll protect the ball, right? Which is what Russell Wilson's plan is to do, right? He doesn't want to make crazy plays. He just doesn't want to turn the ball over. But that's Jared, like, instantly. The amount of times I've seen, like, when I see Jared Goff, when he turns around, he's down. It's over. That play's dead. He's either gonna fall or he's gonna scramble 3 yards and then fall. Like,
Ty, here's what makes me nervous while you're saying. I'm curious to hear Kurt and Chris respond to this. Right now, in every single category that matters, Jared Goff is a top 15 QB in the league. It is really hard to get a top 15 QB in the league. It's very hard to do that. The Lions, other than Stafford, haven't done it in about 60 years. So how are we going to get better at that position in the spot we are right now? Maybe it's Hendon Hooker in a year or two when he's ready. When we have other things we have to work on. I like Jared Goff. I still think he's our guy.
I'm just going to tell you guys right now, the 49ers were never, ever able to get over the hump with Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo looks...
Jared Goff is way better than Garoppolo.
Maybe.
Kurt, listen, I think that the like overall,
look at them now.
Overall, this is why I am very disappointed and I'm very sad right now. I love Jared Goff. I love him as a person. He's an incredible quarterback. Like, what he can do, he can throw. Like, yes, he's amazing. But it scares me as we're sitting here finally winning. We have an 8-3 record, right? This is unprecedented. Okay. And it scares me now that I'm looking at it and I just see these moments where we just crumble. And I'm like, dude, he can only take us so far for so long. And if he doesn't become more mobile, right?
That is.
Go ahead, Chris.
Well, I want to. Can I give my take now?
Well, yes, but just to respond to Tyler right there. The Jared Goff has 300 yards passing more than Purdy, 1 less touchdown than Purdy, and 2 more turnovers than Purdy. Purdy had more turnovers than him in the last.
What are the attempts?
Other than the last 2 attempts, 324 for Purdy, 423 for Goff.
Exactly. It's 100 more throws, dude.
Well, I'm just saying. My point.
And also Purdy, the ability. Like, I would, in a situation, I'd take Purdy. I would take Purdy.
But Ty, you're trolling Goff for his fumbles. He has 2, and so does Purdy.
Dude, but
like,
first off, I would love to see. There was, first off, some of Purdy's fumbles were in the rain, and some also were some of his interceptions. Goff hasn't played in the rain once yet, I don't think, where he's throwing interceptions. And like, it just scares me. It just scares me. That's all I'm saying at the end of the day. I would like I personally, right now, I love you, Jared. Like, I do. Like, I had him on my podcast. He's a great guy. It just scares me. Like, if he's not going to put the time in, like, off the field, right, in the offseason to get more athletic, right, and to be able to just. Dude, you got to think about it, man. It's like another notch on your belt. Oh, and I can do this, and I can do this. Like, just look at the extension of the plays. Like, that's what I've been seeing every single Super Bowl team win in the last couple of years, bro. Is you have a quarterback like Mahomes or quarterback like Jalen who can just extend the play. It is imperative.
It is imperative.
All right. Well, we got to go me. We got to go me next so that I can temper, and then Kurt can go, and then you can go, John. Because if I can't say that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tyler is very emotional.
I'm very emotional.
And when I think through things lately, the way that I've gotten out of my own head, I don't know if people at home know this, dude. I am a super huge sports fan. I rage. I feel those emotions, and then I put them away, and then I analyze. Right? Jared Goff has been a fantastic quarterback for the Lions for the past 24 games. Okay, the last 2 games, not so much. But dude, I think that he can take, like, back to where the question was, I think he can take us to the Super Bowl. I don't think he can carry us to the Super Bowl, right? Which is a big difference. But I also, guys, I think Dan Campbell was right in his presser when people were asking those questions when Goff was really struggling. It's a lot easier to get worse at the quarterback position than it is to get better. Okay. Even when you stumble onto it and you think you found something, like what we saw in Minnesota. Oh, Dobbs just came in out of nowhere. Is this a boom? or is this going to be a bust? And he's getting more time and he's playing and people are figuring him out. It's hard to scheme for someone that you don't get to watch in that offense, right? So quarterbacks kind of crush it their first few games with the team because people don't know what to expect. And so dude, Goff is so solid. Our offensive line is so solid. He knows exactly where those receivers are going to be, when they're going to be there. He's made some beautiful, even in the game against the Packers, he made some beautiful tight window throws to St. Brown, to Laporta, that you're just not going to see some of these other quarterbacks in the league make. I don't care if they're mobile or not. I agree with you, Ty. I think it's easier to win in the NFL with a mobile quarterback. I think that that's pretty obvious. But I'm still not at the point where I think you need a mobile quarterback to win.
I mean, we've proven that we don't, right? Because Jared's he's brought us to this 8-3, and if he hasn't sold the last 2 games, like we'd be. Well, I guess he didn't sell the one against one of them. We won, right? I know. And no, you're absolutely right. Like again, it just scares me because I'm sitting here realizing like, okay, here we are, we're finally a talented team, and now I'm already seeing limitations, right? I'm already seeing, all right, well, this is what it looks like if Goff has pressure. This is what it looks like if he has to be somewhat athletic whatsoever, right? Like.
Dude, he is not. He is not that guy. He isn't. And
but I think he could. But here's the thing: he could be.
You could talk about him hitting the weight room. I don't know if he's ever going to be that guy.
But why not?
Kurt, hit us up with your take, my guy. Where can Jared Goff take the Lions?
I'm just gonna say this, dude. Like Jared Goff's success this year. Like how many times has he made plays that not many other guys would make? In the situation of a clean pocket, like, yes, he's made tight window throws, dude. We've seen every quarterback in the league make tight window throws. He might make them slightly more consistently than the others, but he also has zero ability to get out of pressure. And those are the biggest plays in football. Those are the plays that save games, change outcomes. Like to Tyler's point, I would not want to live and die as the year gets on and you get into the playoffs and teams get better by needing to out-coach and out-scheme every single play, every single game. And I wouldn't want to play against a defense that knows that you're one-dimensional and they can just pin their ears back and get after you if you get up by 10 points. Like that's not what they're built to do.
It's a scary position to be in, right? It's perfection. You're playing. It's perfection compared to like just having an athlete make an incredible play that extends the drive. Like
2 guys, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, that I think have done that in the past 20 years consistently enough. He's not those guys. He's neither of those guys. Like
he's better.
Like defenses are getting better. Like the game's getting more athletic. And if you look what Jordan Love was able to do in that game, extend plays, off balance. Like I think if you plug Jordan Love in that offense with those weapons and that scheme, Jordan Love looks like a top 10 quarterback, like personally. And I look at some of these other guys like Sam Howell. What would Sam Howell look like in that offense? I think he'd be pretty damn dangerous. And it's like, I know there was a point made about like top 15 or whatever. Like it's easier to get worse a quarterback than it is to get better. But like top 15, okay, congrats. You're better than 50% of the league. But your team is should be a top 5 team, but they're not because of you. Like that's just kind of where I'm at with it. Like your ceiling can only be so high, and you have this narrow window of this stacked ass offensive roster to take advantage of it. And look at the 49ers, dude. They ditched a first-round pick and they ditched a franchise quarterback for an undrafted guy that was able to elevate them immediately because of his ability to make plays after the initial play is done, the scramble drill. And he's not a dynamic runner, but he's dynamic behind the line of scrimmage to extend plays and give these guys longer opportunities to get open. And that's what the Lions obviously do not have. And they don't even have like a flash of it. And I'm like,
right, but I also like don't think the Lions are even close to one-dimensional. I think they have one of the most creative run games and offenses,
thankfully,
in the NFL.
Right, but
I'm saying
huge.
Goff is one-dimensional. I'm not saying the Lions are.
Goff 100% is one-dimensional. But like again, I'm sitting here as a Lions fan, 8-3 for the first time in my life, and the Lions are the second offense in the league right now for offensive yards on average at 405 a game, right behind the Dolphins at 430, ahead of the Niners by 30 yards a game. Right. And and third in touchdowns overall. And we're sitting here like Goff's a problem. Like what? Our defense is a problem.
I don't think he is the problem.
He's not even a problem right now. He's done a problem for 2 games.
I think
for 2 games.
But I think that those 2 games are like what happens and what Goff will or can and does look like when it crumbles, right? When our defensive line doesn't play perfect, or our offensive line doesn't play perfect. Like when was it last?
Won a Super Bowl, baby. Let's get it. With a great
listen, dude.
defense.
I'm just saying, I love Goff. I would like to literally see him in this, because I don't see us getting rid of him anytime soon. And guess what? I'm fine with that.
If he keeps playing like this, that's huge. He's going to raise huge flags.
Who's the
to that
backup that's coming off of his ACL?
Hendon Hooker, our rookie.
And we also have Teddy Bridgewater.
I
Right.
know. I would literally just like to see, like, dude, I know we can get a little faster, dude. Believe me when I tell you, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I have seen within the last couple of games several times within like both games where he gets caught up to, like, when it looks like a first down, I'm like, here we go, and there it is. Here's a guy, and then this guy, and it looks like he's literally running in slow motion. I'm like, dude, are you like? I look at Tim, is like, are we on 0.75 speed? And then someone catches up to him, and then not only does he not get a first down, he doesn't even gain us a yard, right? And like, you cannot tell me if you're not putting in the work in the offseason just a little bit to get a little bit faster, get your legs a little bit more tone, a little bit, like that. You're not going to be able
Tyler,
to.
just so you know, for what it's worth, he's averaging 2 rushing yards a game right now this season. So
come on, dude, that's horrible.
It's actually slightly less. It's 23 total.
So
all right, guys,
we go around the
NFC North. Let's
Here
keep
we
it
go.
going, baby. Let's keep it going. Jordan Love. He's balled out the last 2 weeks. The Packers have simplified the offense, and they're letting him sling it and move around. So my question, we're kind of baiting Kurt into this every week. We're gonna let Kurt start here because he's not doing it. Kurt's not giving us that clip, and that's fine. He's careful. And we're not just looking for clips. How do you maximize Jordan Love's ability going forward, assuming that he's going to stay on the Packers for the next 3 to 4 years? Like, how do you get him? What do they have to do? What do the Packers have to do to get him to be a top 10 QB?
Yeah, I think last week was a good look at it. They started by throwing the ball on first and second down and allowing the passing game to set up the running game. In that system, traditionally, it's opposite. And they said F that last week when they needed it most, and it worked. And I think that takes the pressure off you as a passer. When you go run, then it's third down, and your first time throwing the ball in over 2 minutes is in a critical situation. It's a lot different than knowing when you're throwing on first or second down that you get a few chances at it. Like, it's just like this mental thing. It's this like mechanic thing. And I mean, it'd be like sitting in a lobby in Fortnite for a minute and a half and not jumping, not moving, not anything, and then you're in a gunfight immediately. Like, nobody really wants to do that.
Yeah.
And that recipe mixed in with the fact that they were willing to stretch the ball vertical. They were throwing deep to set up short, where like everything up into this point in the season, from what it seemed like, was doing the small things to set up the big things. And they said F that in a good game against you guys. Like, that's kind of what it came down to. So I think that their back is against the wall, and they had no other choice but to do that. And I just hope that they don't fall back into this comfort of like, all right, now let's go try to set up this game. Like, I just want to see them attack.
Let's establish the run game. I mean, they did that without Aaron Jones, man. Like,
yeah,
you guys only
because they
had
had
AJ.
to.
I know, and that's one of those things that it pisses me off about. It's like, why does your back need to be against the wall for you to realize that this is what you should have been doing all along, right? They're not doing anything special. They're letting Jordan Love go out there and play. I've talked about this where he's had these moments where it went like, if he looks like he's able to just play, he did it when he had to fill in for Aaron Rodgers one game in the second half, and he looked incredible. He had time. He was making plays. He was throwing dimes, and now here we are again. He's allowed to kind of just play his own thing, and he's duping on us, bro.
I'm scared. Are we all answering this?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with the potentially negative and go with the potentially positive. Okay. So the potentially negative thing is that Jordan Love could have cooked his whole family a Thanksgiving dinner back in that pocket before making almost every single one of his passes on Thursday. And I think that he's proven that if he has time to throw, he can be dangerous, right? When has Jordan Love made a lot of his mistakes? When he's thrown the ball under 2 seconds. Okay. And so the Packers offensive line, for Jordan Love to continue to grow like this, needs to be as good as it's been all season. Their pass protection, I think, is second or third in the NFL overall. It's way better than their run protection, their offensive line. And so they need to keep doing that. Here's the one thing that impressed me. Jordan Love's arm angles on so many of his throws have looked really, really good. He looks comfortable and he looks confident. And so, dude, if I'm a Packers fan, I'm really excited. Like, that is exciting. And that's something that gets me like happy for the future.
Tingly.
Did you guys see the play where he literally threw it like I honestly think it might have been like the tightest like thread in the world, like the tightest needle I've ever seen. The slant throw that gave him a touchdown. It literally went over one of our guys' shoulders, like literally touched our other guy's helmet, and then just right in the numbers, dude. I was like, he's unstoppable. Like when that happened, I looked at Tim and I literally looked over at Tim because we watched every single game. We didn't miss a single play. I looked at Tim and I was like, it's over. like cash out every parlay if you can. Like we are not winning this game if he's playing like that. And I'm also getting real sick and tired of our. Never mind. We're talking quarterbacks. I think Jordan Love has a lot of potential. It freaked me out. Let me tell you right now. When the production starts putting stats of. Now the Green Bay Packers, if they win this game, they're in the wild card chance. They're not eliminated. It scares me because every single time that's happened, they've literally made the playoffs. I'm not joking. And number two,
we're gonna get into that. Baby.
What happened after that game? Halfway through, here's a look at the last two quarterbacks of the Packers, 2 MVP Hall of Famers, and now we have Jordan Love. What do you think? It scares me, dude, because it's like history repeats itself, and they can't get getting away with it. Literally.
It's annoying. Dude, I've been saying this last few weeks. I've loved watching him throw the ball lately. I'm getting Stafford vibes with the way he throws that sidearm. I'm loving it. It's my favorite throw in football. I don't know why. Probably because of Stafford. But here's what I've been noticing about Jordan Love lately that I think is really important. The team believes in him. They celebrate with him when he throws touchdown passes, when he throws first downs. Obviously, I'm not in that locker room, so Kirk can speak more to that. But it seems like this team believes in him. And that means everything. When the Lions started believing in Goff, he started playing really well and elevated his game. It's not a Zach Wilson situation. He's been balling out, dude. And we're gonna talk about this in a second, but I'm pumped for Sunday Night Football. I'm pumped, dude. I hope it snows and Mahomes in Lambeau Field, baby. Let's get it. But we'll get there.
Dude, it's gonna be iconic uniform matchup.
We're gonna go 30 seconds each on these next two. Justin Fields. This is a question for you. Where and why? Where does he play his next 5 years?
I'll tell you this right now, bro. Justin Fields is a guy. Now here's a guy. I truly don't know, man. I mean, like you're looking at somebody that I think doesn't have we're talking about passer rating or just passing versus like athleticism, right? I look at Jared Goff, right? What we've talked about, like he can throw. He's like his passing, everything quarterback except for mobility is like really incredible. I love it. And then Justin Fields, it's like, dude, he can extend plays, yes, and then he has moments where it's like, dude, he just threw the best ball I've ever seen. But then more often than not, man, like I was watching that game, he missed so many wide open throws of players that were just. There was one of Amon Ra or of St. Brown. Like it's just on the sideline. Literally, it was like I watched the replay. He's on the sideline, wide open and wide open. Like it was a blown coverage, and he's just sitting there. And Justin Fields had like 20 seconds to throw the ball because he just kept running around and he never saw him. So it's like, where's that vision at? What does he look like on other teams? What does he look like if he stays? I don't know.
So what are you saying? Are you saying Chicago? You saying going to another team?
I would like to see him go to another team, but also like. If you're the Bears, do you let him go? Like, do you let someone go like that? Or
he's the Bears' only hope, in my opinion.
100%. That's exactly what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. It's like it's easier to get worse at QB, right?
Especially in that organization.
What do they do to 100%? So it's like, dude, what if the Bears quarterbacks looked like? It looked like the old Lions before Stafford and Goff, right? Like a new QB every day. And it's a bad position to be in, dude. But I don't know, John. I think he needs to stay. I think the Bears need him to stay. That's what I'll say.
I think he needs to stay. And that defense showed last night, and they kind of have shown the last few weeks, that if they can build that defense to be elite with how they play the game, how they run the ball, like they can be one of those annoying teams you don't want to have to play because they play football different than everyone else. And that might just be what it is. And if he stays there, I think that's what it turns into. If he leaves, the only place that I really think is the perfect fit is the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say Bijan, Pitts, London, the defense, how much they run the ball, like that could be pretty nasty. And it's a shit division. Like,
right?
Welcome to Atlanta.
Hey, all I'm going to say, dude, could you imagine Bijan and Justin Fields in the backfield together and
bring the option back,
action
baby.
off of that? Like,
dude, we're going to have an 8-win playoff team from the NFC South.
It's so gross. It's just wild. But yeah, that's what I see. It's like
Make it make sense, guys. We were 9-8 with a 5-1 in our division last year, and the Vikings went in like to the playoffs. Like winning record, best division record. It doesn't make sense.
yeah, that's annoying. Sucks sometimes be a Lions fan.
Chris?
So I but by the way, I'm an empathetic person. It's probably one of the reasons I love teaching. I feel for other people. After that second fumble from Fields, when they zoomed in on his face, did you guys see his face?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah.
He looked like he was about to cry.
He was like he let his boys down.
Right.
He was
Like he
distraught.
knew. Dude, I think he needs a reset. Okay. There are a lot of quarterback needy teams out there, and Kurt took my favorite. I love him. I would love to see him on the Atlanta Falcons. So I don't want to redo a take. But dude, I'd kind of also love to see that number 1 in black and gold. Getting coached up on the Saints, working with Olave, that young talent, a good defense in the New Orleans Saints that he doesn't have to necessarily do it all. Dude, that'd be kind of cool too. But I do like I like Kurt's take the best. I like him with the Falcons.
That would be nasty.
Funny? When you said black and gold, my mind went Steelers, and I was like, bro.
I mean, that would be really fun, but I don't see the Steelers
It
doing
will be.
that.
I have a fun one too. I think the Bears would be stupid to let him go. I don't think that you go from him to Caleb Williams and it's just guaranteed improvement. Although I will say 35 fumbles in 25 games. I don't know if that's a record all time, but it has to be. That he needs to protect the football better.
I feel like you could probably teach that, dude.
Yeah, you should be able to. 35 fumbles in 25 games is wild. But I'm gonna say he should stay in the Bears. I imagine they'll screw it up though, right? So if they screw it up, Aiden O'Connell. I watched him a lot in college. He played at Purdue, and he was okay. He was fun to watch. But like Purdue wasn't anything special. Nothing against him. I would love to see Justin Fields with Devontae Adams and the Raiders.
Do you think Devontae stays after this year?
Love it. I don't. Maybe if Fields goes and they have a good rapport. Jacoby Myers.
There's rumors of a reunion in New York.
Oh, don't get me started with a reunion, dude.
All I'm going to say is I'm not going to be shocked to see both Devontae Adams and David Bakhtiari in New York next year.
Yo, okay, we're going to get there because that's insane. I can't wait to talk about that. Okay. All right, we all went there. Cousins, Dobbs, Vikings. 35 free agents. We keep talking about this with Vikings next year, including Kirk Cousins. Jefferson has not signed his huge deal, which we all know is coming. Who starts next season for the Minnesota Vikings?
You got this, Chris? Or I
think I know what I would want to do if I was a Vikings fan.
Yeah, you keep Kirk 100%. I think Kirk's the future of your what?
I think you keep Justin and you hit reset.
You mean Josh?
Wow. Josh.
I was going to say Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
I think you keep Jefferson. I don't think you keep any of the quarterbacks.
Yeah, I was going to say both quarterbacks are gone.
Yep, you hit reset. You hit reset.
Because Kirk's going to ask for a lot. Is that what you're saying, right? Like he's going to pay him.
Been playing like he deserves a lot, dude. He was in let him go in EPA. In EPA, he was the 5th best quarterback in the NFL before he got injured, and then he stayed on the list for like 2.5 weeks. And then finally just got out of the top 10 this week because he's been injured. He hasn't been playing.
Dude, I'm going to say this about Kirk Cousins. Like, when I say right now that I think Dobbs gives them a better chance to win, I think it's because of the state of their roster. Like, their offense is decimated. I think Kirk would get killed behind this O-line quite often in the last few weeks anyways, from what we've been seeing that Dobbs has been going through. But if you put Kirk Cousins healthy, playing at his level on, like, a team like the Miami Dolphins, a team like the 49ers, not that those two need them, but like those types of teams with that system, I think it could be pretty nasty. I don't think that the Vikings have that team to let him be like that guy. He's going to be right now, Kirk Cousins, his career is going a lot like Phillip Rivers. Like he's going to be a top guy every single year, but like they're never going to get there because they don't have the rest of the team. Like I would love to see Kirk get like 2 to 3 years, like Peyton Manning going to the Broncos type deal, and go give him a squad. Go see what he can do with like a full ass team. Because even though they were decent last year, they shouldn't have been a playoff team like that. They got so lucky.
Right.
And that's my take. Like I want to see Kirk go to a team that's ready like right now. And I don't think Dobbs will be there next year. I don't think that like he's a long-term answer. I think he's just fun to watch, and he with a really bad O-line and how they're playing, like he's creative. Like he can get them out of problems, but he also creates problems. So like there's that stuff there. I think that the Vikings might go either free agency or draft.
Yep.
Might seem trade
I don't
up.
know, man. I like Dobbs, man. I know we're sitting here. We saw him have a probably his worst game he's had all year. Like 3 of those interceptions weren't his fault, right? I think that it's very important to realize that the interception stat is very skewed. It doesn't say if it was a tipped ball, right? Or if it was, which by the way, I think it should. It doesn't say if it was tipped or if it was the QB's fault. And every single one of those, he just threw dimes. He threw absolutely some of the biggest lasers I've ever seen, and his wide receivers dropped balls, and his offense dropped balls, and tipped them all up in the air. Didn't just drop them, launched them up in the air.
Yeah,
right.
Like
to make them the easiest interceptions I've ever seen. So I'm sitting here, I'm looking at Dobbs. We've seen what he was able to do at Arizona. He looked good. He was the only reason they even looked decent whatsoever. We've seen what he's done at his first 2 games of the Vikings. Chris, you said that yes, when they don't know what to expect out of a QB, then that's when he's actually the most dangerous. I still think though, like let him grow, let him learn there, right? I don't think he's not gonna be looking for or asking for a big contract. I think I don't know if they sign him for a 1 year or
That's
what.
a good point, dude. That's a really good point. They can get him on a budget, and they already have a budget
and teach him up and like
he hasn't played with Jefferson yet.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah,
like,
and they'll get a chance to see them together.
Yeah. So
before they have to make that decision.
I love, this is why I love, the show. I think that we're not like, we don't change our minds at the drop of a hat, but like when new information is brought, like we make, analytical decisions and we change our our opinions based on that data, right? The fact that like first I was going to say keep Kirk, right? Kirk Cousins, when he comes back, he's healthy, get him there. But you're right. Like they're hurting in a lot of other places and they're going to need the cap to spend on players like for their offensive line for that matter, like, and they can't blow it all on keeping Kirk. So and
if you're a Vikings fan and you want something to be excited about, Dobbs has never been treated like a starting quarterback in the NFL, and starting quarterbacks get so much more. They get more prep, they get more information, they get more reps. Right. And so
they get guys to be built around with.
Yes. And so like Dobbs has never had that. Dobbs has never had a chance to take a year 3 leap because he never got a year 1 and 2.
He's never had an OTAs where he's the guy. He's never had a training camp where he's the guy.
Right. Think about people like Jalen Hurts, who sucked until they didn't. Josh Allen, who sucked until he didn't. And then it clicked and they're amazing. And Hurts is fun to watch, one of the most dynamic quarterbacks. Josh Allen, way overblown, by the way, his turnovers. Most of them are not his fault.
He's still a stud.
He is. He's a great quarterback. He's dynamic and he's a baller. And so again, if you want something to hang your hat on, Dobbs has never had that opportunity. So maybe it would be fun if someone gave him one.
I think the Vikings should bring Kirk back. You asked me who's going to start for them next year, though, and I think it's going to be like a Baker Mayfield, Gardner Minshew, Ryan Tannehill for 1 year, and the draft like JJ McCarthy, maybe Bo Nix if they can somehow trade and like build for the future, because he's just Kirk. Is he 36 years old? Cousins 35, coming off that injury. Like, do you pay him that much? But man, their offense is so good. But is their defense good enough to win with him now? I don't know. So if you ask me who starts there next year, my gut says Kirk. But if it isn't him, I think that it's going to be somebody who's not on the team right now.
You also have to look at the NFC North in general. Like, what type of team do you need to have built to compete in that division? And like their team is flip-flopped so backwards right now. Like they just need a lot of work across their entire roster.
Yep, 100%. Boys, we did not really stick to our 30 seconds each that time, although it was a great segment, so that's fine. But this time we have to, because we have a lot to talk about this coming week. What's up, Ty?
No, dude, I love, because dude,
that's fine.
You need a timer. You need to put a timer up on the thing.
I'm not interrupting.
Like,
we'll see. We'll get there.
Because dude, we love talking about this stuff.
But Ty, that's fun. I'm not cutting us off yet. We're not there yet. Eventually, we're gonna have to be tight, but that's gonna be hours of prep for each of us every single week. So
yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah. But here we go. And this is, if you have a prep for this one,
I'm the only one doing hours of prep.
Well, me too, Bubba. But
I watch every single game. I'm counting that as prep.
I watch every single game. I'm also counting them as prep.
You can count it way more as prep time when you start taking notes, baby.
I'm messing with you, man.
I will start taking notes.
You know how many parlays I put in this past weekend?
Dude, 100%. Dude, I paid more attention than you don't even know. I got a parlay just cooked. I got Milwaukee just beat the Heat, and I had that as my biggest upset.
I need to start sharing my NBA parlays with you because I'm 4 for 4 in a row. bro.
Really,
I
dude?
just hit
Because
this one
right now,
tonight.
Nigga, you're sandbagging?
the Celtics over the Bulls, the Nets over the Raptors, the Knicks over the Hornets, the Cavaliers to cover the spread, and I just got the Bucks to beat the Heat, and now all I need is the Mavericks to beat the Rockets, and that's going to happen.
Hey.
And then the Kings to beat the Warriors.
Hey,
And
guys,
I
who
got
am I?
50 to win 1,000.
Who am I? Yo, I'm 4 for 4 on NBA parlays, and I didn't ask you guys to tail any of them.
Well, dude, because I don't want to annoy you guys and send you stuff. You get it like yesterday. I sent you the Nuggets, and you clapped back. No Jokic, bro. You sure? Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that's
sure.
true,
I'm
dude.
gonna
I
hit.
know. I asked when I saw
That did happen.
when I saw that it was plus 500. I said, is Jokic out? Because I was like, that's the only way. And then
All right, I'll start sending them. I'll start sending them. I promise. But this one's gonna be tough. This one's gonna be tough for you to answer, and it's gonna be entertaining if you haven't prepped for it.
All right, so we only have 30 seconds.
30 seconds each, dude. The Bears Vikings was a snooze fest. We talked earlier. I think Kurt mentioned it about the over under being so bad for these primetime games. It's just annoying. Fix primetime football. You have 30 seconds.
Wait, what? Oh,
Fix primetime football. What do you do to fix primetime football to get better matchups in? What are you
Flex
doing?
out shit teams regardless.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
NFL,
completely agree.
NFL has a complete reimbursement if you can't make the game too. A complete reimbursement plan.
I also just want to say something, and
Ooh.
like maybe I'm crazy, but I tell me that there is not a way to make it so that teams aren't playing on short weeks. Tell me there's not a way that we can delay, because you're hurt. You're playing on a short week when it's Thursday night, right? Short week is Thursday night. Mondays usually you got an extra day, right? Right, the majority of the time.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Because no way, if you play Thursday to Monday, that's terrible. There has to be a way, especially with bye weeks included, to make sure that teams are playing healthy, right? Everyone's worried about like injuries. Short week, coming off short week, massive injuries. Coming off short week, big injuries are happening. There has to be a way to be able to just be like, all right, well, listen, this team's off a bye week, and this team just played on, Sunday morning. And so now we're going to give them Thursday, like, you know what I mean? Or like
hidden stats
Two
like
bye
that,
weeks.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Give us 2 bye weeks.
Or 2 bye weeks.
Give us 2 bye weeks.
Hidden stats are not fair. Teams, every single year, teams have a way positive net rest ratio and a way negative net ratio. Like, those things are not fair in the NFL, and they matter.
Yep.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. You have people like Travis Kelce who are going on these podcasts talking about how it feels like after a game, you literally feel like you got in a car accident, and like you feel like yourself on about Thursday and Friday, and then you prep and play then you play Sunday, like, and then you're ready to go. So just imagine, like, dude, again, we're talking about protect the players, right? Like, hear me out. There's a way, whether that means that we extend the football season another week to add another bye week. I'm all for it, dude.
Give me more action.
I want football in as many days as possible. We want these games. Flex out the bad teams. I don't care. Flex out that, like, maybe you have to have like a certain amount of points scored or offense, like something, right? Like, there has to be a threshold that you need to hit to be able to get in these primetime games, because it's disgusting when it's the only game on and it's 9-3, and I'm thinking about betting like under 14.
And we're gonna bet because it's the only game in town. Like,
No, I'm saying I'm thinking about live betting and being like, yeah, I don't think they're going to score 14 points.
Right.
Like, come on, dude. I'm falling asleep. I'm trying to make it interesting.
And the only reason they don't do that right now is because of all the tickets that get sold for those games and those times. And so
and the networks, Chris.
Right. And exactly, like NBC needs to make theirs. ABC needs to make theirs.
So to your point then, Chris, then you're absolutely right. I'm with you. The fans have to get a refund if they can't make the game or something. There has to be something there, but the NFL has enough money to do this. That's not going to break the NFL. And then when, like, let's think about what game would have been awesome. Jaguars, Houston, right? Normally AFC is CBS, right? If they would have flexed that, CBS loses that game. Normally Bears, Vikings, Fox. So what do you do? CBS loses that game then. And that's and so that's part of why this isn't happening. This is why flexing is so tough to do all year long, because CBS is like, well, no, we just lost money. So all you have to do is figure it out, and the NFL just needs to make them whole and sacrifice it for the health of the players and for the enjoyment of the fans, my friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's a problem and it needs to be addressed, though. Well, and I think that there are solutions out there to fix it, right?
And we get to do it again this week, Ty. Seahawks, Cowboys, dude, 9.5 point spread, and all of us are going to watch it.
Well, the Seahawks Cowboys should be an absolute blowout. Like it should be exactly what we want.
I want to see a shoot. I want to see a good game.
It's gonna be. I mean, I think it could be a good game. I think that the Seahawks, if they play defensively, they could keep it close. But that's actually there lies the problem, right? The Seahawks offense is not going to dominate, in my opinion. It's going to be their defense that might be able to keep it close, which means it's going to be a low scoring game if that's the case, because their offense isn't going to put up points.
I got a good Geno Smith stat when we talk about that game.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll talk about Dak Prescott and the Cowboys for 2 seconds. I got a lot of things to say about Dak. I don't know if we talked about him.
We do.
But just in general, Dak Prescott, this for you guys listening, Cowboys at home have literally won by 20 points or more. Are they not at home?
No, I think they are.
No, they're at home. They're at home.
Let me check. They are at home.
Yeah. So Dak, Dak,
Give me
and
Dak
also
touchdowns. Give me CeeDee Lamb yards.
literally give it. Take everything, dude.
Yep.
Take everything.
I'm building a slip right now.
Take receptions on Ferguson. It's crazy.
We're building that. We're building.
Yeah, we're building a team parlay together, guys.
Okay. Yeah.
This
one's gonna be free.
This is a stat I saw yesterday. I could not believe it. It's so annoying as a Lions fan. The Packers, I hate that team so much. I hate them, Kurt. And here, my best friend is a Packer fan. I was with his family. I love some of my very best friends are Packer fans. I've been to Lambeau. I love the city. I love the tradition. I hate how good they are. I hate it. It's annoying. Even Packer fans don't like LaFleur. And he's 15-0 in December. 15-0 is his record in December. Guess how many Packers games there are this December? 5.
Oh,
what?
They play 5 December games, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm taking the Packers
15-0,
dude.
His big test coming up Sunday Night Football. Packers. It's actually Chiefs at Packers in Lambeau. Supposed to be snowy. Supposed to be cold. So let me ask you this, guys, and I'll pull it up for you here. The Packers have the Chiefs at home Sunday night. Then they go at New York, home against Tampa, at Carolina Panthers.
Bro.
And then on New Year's Eve, they play at Minnesota. So that's 5 games in December. What is the Packers' record this December in those 5 games?
Dude, first off, I think they're going to smack the Chiefs in the mouth.
Woo!
I can confidently say that if they come out playing offense how they have, all that they need to do is get up by a touchdown. If they get up by 10 points, then the defense can pin the ears back. That's the Joe Barry special. Drop two shell, have your 4 guys down rushing. That's what they want to do. I don't think that the Chiefs have the vertical threat playmakers that make the Packers defense vulnerable. So this is not a good matchup for the Chiefs. I think the line was set at -6, -6.5 maybe early. This is one, Tyler, that I would take the super alternate when it comes out on Sunday, probably 10.5, maybe even 14.5 for the Packers, plus. But I still think that the Packers money line has legs there, and it's in Lambeau, night game. They got the monkey off their back against a good team last week.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's huge.
They have nothing to lose. Dude.
What's the record, Kurt?
I think they went off 5.
Kurt's going 5-0.
I can see
it. Homer.
Dude, they beat the Giants, they beat the Bucks, they beat the Panthers. They might win out. I'm not even kidding. This is scary. I'm so annoyed just looking at that record.
They won't be any worse than 3-2. They should be 4-1, and they might be 5-0.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow, who would have thought, huh?
Ty, you realize that in order for them to win the division, right? The Lions would have to completely collapse against a favorable schedule as well. You shouldn't be worried about them winning the division. You should be worried about them playing in Ford Field in a playoff game at home.
No, I think we beat them. I think we know. I do think we beat them if we play them again. I think we'd prepare for it. Anyways, that's neither here nor there.
All right, so Ty, what's your record, bro?
Dude, give me 4-1. I don't think they beat the Chiefs. I think they make it close. I'll definitely take the plus 10.5 alternate spread on that because I do think it's going to be close. And again, yeah, I think I agree with Kurt. I think it has legs that they win that. We beat right. Let's do NFL logic, right? We beat the Chiefs. The Packers beat us. Ergo, Packers are better than us, right? So Packers are better than the Chiefs. With that logic, right? With that crippled logic, doesn't make any sense. But that means that it's possible. Especially again, it's home, it's cold. It's gonna be real cold. I'm pumped.
Dude,
I'm pumped to watch that.
I think it's gonna be more fun than people think. I think that they drop the game to the Chiefs, and then I think they drop one of the Bucks Vikings. I think they go 3-2.
Dude, I think they're gonna go 4-1, and I think they can beat the Chiefs. So Like I'm with Kurt that they could go 5-0, and then by the way, then it's just at home against the Bears for the last game of the season. They could go 6-0 in their next 6 games. 3-2 wouldn't shock me, but man, this is going to be fun. And of course, Packer fans, just like all of us, were like, finally they get a bad season. Finally, they're going to understand what it tastes like to miss the playoffs. Maybe not.
Nope.
Maybe
not,
dude.
baby.
Maybe
go Pack, go.
not.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
All right.
Clip that.
No. Don't clip me saying that. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
No, Pack, no.
Come on, Kurt.
Next.
All right. Let's talk about some bubble teams. I'm sorry if I missed one. Technically, I think there's 14.
Dude, the
whatever.
AFC is in shambles right now.
It's in shambles, guys. I want you to each give your take, answer this, give your reasoning for it. Which bubble team has the best chance of winning a playoff game? Here are the ones with the most realistic chance. Texans, Broncos, Bills, Bengals, Packers, Raiders, Chargers, Rams, Saints. Which bubble team has the best chance of winning a playoff game as of right now?
Texans, Bills, Packers.
I actually like the Broncos. I think that the way that the Broncos are playing, which is like it's kind of exactly what the Lions are playing. It's supposed to be don't turn over the ball.
Yep.
Like your defense used to be solid enough, and now really isn't. And just make plays on defense and play smart, play safe, and you're gonna win. And the opportunities will present themselves. And Russell's been doing that. What are they on? What streak are they on? They're 4-0, 5-0.
Yeah,
Bro, they look good. I see constant turnovers, man. Russell Wilson's starting to move with his legs. Like I can see them. I can see their defense stopping any offense or keeping it close. And I can see Russell and some of the weapons on that offense like figuring out a way to win.
Talking about a
100%.
QB that took the offseason to get like his athleticism better.
Yeah,
Russell Wilson.
People said he looks 20 to 30 pounds lighter
He
than last year.
lost 20 pounds since last year.
Yeah, dude, he's cooking, bro. This guy is like, that's what we'd like to see, right? I would like to see Jared put on some muscle.
Put the weight on.
I would like to see Jared put some muscle on.
I got a unpopular take because I want to say Houston because I love their story. And guess what? CJ Stroud is a freaking baller. I finally got a chance to watch a full game against the Jags.
He's fun, dude.
And even though they lost, he looked great. And this is going to be insane because listen to this schedule. But give me the Buffalo Bills. All right. Analytics has them still with a 23% chance to make the playoffs, losing to a very good Eagles team due to some horrible coaching decisions. Dude, can we talk about... Sorry, real quick, McDermott. When you have one timeout and 20 seconds and you have Josh Allen to get in field goal range and you kneel the ball to go to overtime,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You deserve that loss, McDermott. I called you out last week. You suck. All right, but give me the Bills because I believe in Josh Allen. They have the Chiefs. They have a bye week, so they get the self-scout. They have a bye week. They get the Chiefs, the Cowboys, the Chargers, the Patriots, and the Dolphins. Okay? I think they need to win, realistically, 3 out of those 5 games to get in. Let's see what you got, Buffalo.
Dude.
All right.
I love it.
I like that.
JB?
I like that.
Bro, I'm having fun with the playoff machine. If you guys don't know, ESPN's playoff machine is super, super fun. I have a potential scenario where the Packers and the Vikings both make the playoffs, and at a 6 and 7 seed. And if I have the Lions right now at a 3rd seed, and so they play either the Minnesota Vikings or the Green Bay Packers. I do think the Lions win at home, but my goodness, it scares me. But wouldn't it be fun to watch Green Bay at Philly in the playoffs? Like I would love that game, dude. I would love it. The Packers have a scrappy defense. Like Jordan Love's balling right now. I mean, so my answer is similar to Chris's. I think Buffalo, like they have to be the best team with the worst record right now. Right?
Oh,
they have to be.
Yeah.
Dude, it's not even close.
The amount of points that they have, like,
yeah, and I love the Texans.
Plus 100 or something.
They're so talented.
Yep,
Yeah, the Texans. I just don't think the Texans defense is just too weak to really get anything done. Unfortunately, right?
But they're fun.
Dude,
they're so fun to watch.
The sky's the limit, man. I
agree,
love the Texans,
dude. I agree. Their offense looks so fresh and fun, dude.
I'm
They're
only
only gonna get better.
Dude, do you guys remember peak Andre Johnson?
Oh, do I?
Like I have not been this excited about the Texans since peak Andre Johnson.
Matt Schaub.
Yeah.
Dude, I just saw a clip, by the way, today of Andre Johnson. He goes to every single home game still.
I love that.
That's
I
awesome.
love that guy.
Did you guys see Adrian Peterson with cleats on the sideline?
No.
I saw AP at that game, and I thought it was a lock. I was like, dude, here's AP blowing the horn, bro. Oh, man, I'm like, that bald head looks so familiar, bro. There's no way the Vikings
Dude,
lose.
that bald head.
Literally,
so
I was like, that is
iconic.
the baldest head I've ever seen. I already know that's AP from a mile away. And I was like, there's no way the Vikings lose this game. Oh,
I love it. Guys, the New York football Jets. See what I did there? Not
Yeah.
football Giants, the
Thank
Jets.
God.
They're letting playoff contention slip away. It's embarrassing. I believe.
Is it though?
I mean, I believe that Robert Salah just said that they're going to go again away from Wilson and Boyle. And like did you guys watch that game?
Yes, I did.
Dude.
Pick up someone off the streets, dude.
Like, yeah, like he had some decent throws to the tight end and maybe to Wilson, but he was bad.
Pick up someone off the streets. I literally don't care. Bring up someone from the AFL or whatever the XFL. I don't care. Like literally, just bring an elite athletic quarterback. Like I don't care,
Dude, show me Uncle Rico.
Dude, I'm literally serious, dude. Like, tell me why I would be going to retired quarterbacks that like might not even have it in him anymore at this point. Then some of these weak, just uncapable, unathletic. Get them out. Literally, bring back Eli Manning. I think Eli Manning could win some of these games from the Jets.
Get Kurt behind that O-line.
Dude, I'll just tell you, right now, like that's the stuff it's been bothering me to watch. It's like Tim Boyle's a nice guy. He's been cool to me. Like he's a nice guy, but he's just not athletic. And like he's a turnover machine. And it just like he did it in college, he's done it in the NFL.
Dude,
like you just gotta be able to move, man.
I had someone tweet me out during I think it was literally during that game. I'm not joking. I had someone tweet me out and he's like, Ninja, how do you feel about your boy Benkert? Like if he would have stayed in the NFL or like stayed like out and about, like you'd be on a team right now.
I know.
Like maybe even starting, dude. Like it's crazy. That is what we're dealing with.
The year that I decide to like walk away and like full send my opinions and all that good stuff in media is like the year that quarterbacks all die. That's just how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
It's the way of the road. So my question to you guys is, as playoff contention slips away from the Jets, and again, super pumped to hear Kurt's thoughts on this as he's boys with Aaron Rodgers. Look at Chris, dude. Does Aaron Rodgers return regardless? Is he coming back no matter what when he's healthy, even if playoffs are done, or does he wait until next year?
I would bet
something's wrong with my neck. Something's wrong with my neck, guys.
All I know is that the Aaron that I know, when he says he's going to do something and sets his mind to something, as cheesy as that sounds, he's going to do it regardless of how stupid it may be. Like, it doesn't matter. And he's just going to do it to prove everyone that said anything wrong. And he's going to go and try to play spoiler by the end of that season. Like, he will not have worked and gone through all of everything he's had to do, both publicly and behind the scenes, to get ready to play the end of this year and just be like, not doing it. Like he is only playing football still because he loves playing football.
I agree. You could see that in him. I mean, why else would he be going on the freaking
dude? He wouldn't be around the team right now
and just talking at football, right? Like he also said some stuff that I got so much to talk about that he also commented on that made me really think about it. Dak Prescott, dude, can we take a moment? Like, and Jalen Hurts. I want to talk about both real quick, but unless do we have a time in the show to talk about them?
We do. I want to know if are you agreeing with Kurt about Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think he comes back.
I think he comes back. I think he wants to play ball, bro. I don't think that
he has said on the Pat McAfee show that if the Jets are not in contention, he won't risk it.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't think he cares.
Is there a chance he retires?
No, absolutely
not. All right, so
bro.
He's back next year no matter what.
Dude, I think he wants to go out on his own terms.
All right.
Yep. He won't go out like that.
Yep. I agree.
Right. Ty wants to talk Dak.
I do.
And he wants to talk Jalen Hurts.
I do. I have two opinions.
So here's what we're gonna do. None of us are disagreeing about Brock Purdy anymore, right? Like he's playing really well.
Not.
He's doing great. We're not gonna give the Panthers fans hope. We're gonna each spend 30 seconds to give them hope, but I don't think there is any right now for the Panthers.
That owner is a dumpster fire. Sorry, guys.
Yep, it's bad.
City.
tough time. We already did talk about the Steelers a little bit, so I need to go there. But hey, congratulations!
Congrats, dude. I was my best friend Matt. I watched him play the entire. I watched literally that game at a bar next to him the entire time. He's a Steelers fan, and I was just like, dude, how happy are you right now, bro? I was like, you guys went from one of my least favorite teams to watch, knowing it was gonna be a snooze fest, to like it was like 300 yards in the first half or something. It's crazy.
Canada gets fired. They get 21 yards of offense, most since week 16, 2018, dude.
Man,
Gorgeous.
Antonio Brown still around back then.
I know. It's
That's
crazy. So good for the Steelers. Well done. You're no longer boring on offense, as Chris said earlier. All right, Ty, we just freed up some space for you to just go off on Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I'm not going off on him. I'm going off in him.
Oh,
what? Dude,
yeah.
I love Dak Prescott right now.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh, clip it.
In you.
Wow.
I love Dak Prescott right now. And
Oh
Tim's not.
my
I know Tim's not watching, so
I didn't know this was that kind of live show.
None of this will get back to him, dude. I'm like what Aaron, like what I've been watching, and obviously what we've all been watching, but what we've been listening, dude. Like Aaron Rodgers, when he went off on him on Pat McAfee the show, like he was talking so much about like the cadence and like the energy and that Dak is actually playing the game. Dak's actually playing the NFL, or sorry, the quarterback role. He's not just sitting there calling plays anymore and just, throwing the ball and trying to make plays. Like, dude, he's out there. He's doing like hard counts. Here we go. Like,
I hated that.
Dude, I love it.
so
First off, I
much.
love it. I've been screaming it in Cloaksy's face every single day, every single minute that I see him. I'm not even kidding. Just looking at him. Here we go. And like, dude, he's like calling out block. Like this is what directly what Aaron Rodgers said. He's like calling out blockers. He's like, this guy's gonna come. This guy's gonna come. He's like picking. He's active, bro. He's literally winning games, and I love it. And he's dominating too, right?
Game,
and he's dominating. I think we're like peak Dak Prescott right now. Like I hope that he continues to do this so that I don't have to take back what I'm saying. But I absolutely love what I'm watching. I love watching him play right now. I've actually really been enjoying the Cowboys. Yeah.
I know you guys love hating Dak Prescott. Can I let you in on a little horrible secret?
Yeah.
So for a really long time, like Pro Football, PFF, and all of them were looking for a way to like blame quarterbacks for interceptions, and they came up with a brand new stat called turnover worthy rate, and they've been using it for like the last 10 years. And a turnover worthy play is like where it is the quarterback's fault completely. They made a bad read, and the DB intercepted it, right? And guess what? If they made a bad read and it went into the DB's hands and the DB dropped it, their turnover worthy rate goes up because that was a turnover worthy play that they made. Dak Prescott has always had one of the lowest turnover worthy rates in the NFL, even when he had the most in the NFL last year. So like he's like Josh Allen, where yes, they're throwing turnovers, but it isn't their fault. And we have a metric for that now. So I love watching you go off on Dak. So I've never mentioned this, but it really hasn't ever been Dak.
Yeah, dude. No, and then on top of that, so it was Dak. This was just a quick Dak luck. Like I hope that he continues to dominate like this, and I hope that he continues to make all of his haters really upset. Because I've been absolutely loving watching him play, and dude, he's just a great guy, dude.
And also, Ty, a huge congratulations. He just announced 2 days ago that he's expecting his first kid. It's gonna be a girl. Gonna be a girl.
It all comes full circle right now.
Congrats, brother.
Congrats, Dak. Enjoy it. It's the best.
Yeah.
Question:
I wouldn't know. I have 3 dogs.
If the Cowboys and the Eagles strapped it up tomorrow, who wins?
I think I think that the Eagles still win, and that brings me to my second point. Actually, I think it would still be close, but that brings me to my second point, dude. I think Jalen Hurts is number 1 quarterback in the NFL right now, and I don't think we're talking about it enough, dude. Not just like just everything that he does, like everything that he can do, the way that he throws the ball, the way that he runs the ball, but it's like the under pressure. I don't think I want any other quarterback like behind me. Like I think he's
that's
like,
honestly a really good way to put it.
Dude, like I don't want to. It's the pressure, dude. He has so many fourth quarter comebacks. He's won like the last like 3 OTs. He was trailing and he won in the OTs. He hasn't thrown a single interception. Well, like on a fourth quarter comeback, like dude, this guy is. I think he's got 140 passer rating. 140 passer rating, and when he like comes back and wins
when he needs it most.
And here's a guy, dude. He's sitting there on the sideline. I love this. He's getting gassed up so hard right now. I'm seeing so many like crazy montages of him on my TikTok. freaking Elliott, whatever, kicks the field goal, ties the game, going to OT, and he's just sitting there, like,
Yep.
no emotion, just ready, like waiting to go in.
Bro, he's got some Mamba in him. He's got some Mamba in him.
Dude, he does have that Mamba mentality. I don't think there's a single quarterback in the NFL that is even close to the mentality that Jalen is when you just look at him when he's playing. And
Bro,
I love
it all
dude.
feels so personal. Like
it does.
It really is like.
It reminds me of freaking Tom Brady when Tom Brady's like, "What do you know? How do you get that edge?" Tom Brady was asked like in his retirement, he's like, "How do you get that edge when you're, when you're playing against these guys?" He's like, "I hate the team that I'm playing." He's like, "I hate them." He's like, "I hate him. I want to like I have." He's like, "I got something against him, but you have to have that like he doesn't care, bro. He's angry all the time. He's got another touchdown, another win. Like F these guys, bro." And like Jalen just sitting there, bro. Like name another quarterback. I swear. Like I'm looking at chat. Like let me know if you guys know, but like they get a touchdown, dude. They're like running down the field, like high five. And don't get me wrong, I love that camaraderie. But like Jalen's like, it's not over till it's over. Like I'm not happy until it's a win.
Jalen looks like his heart rate is always under 60 beats per minute.
Yeah, dude. And I got to tell you guys, like one of my biggest pet peeves in the last few years, especially, has been people talking about the NFL being rigged and it's scripted. And I hate it. I hate it. It annoys me because I'm like, if it's scripted, can the Lions get one playoff win, please? Like, can we script have a better script? But now Travis Kelce's ex, Kayla Nicole, publicly hitting on Jalen Hurts. The Super Bowl rematch, bro. Imagine the drama. If the script is already being written.
Oh my God.
Oh man, dude.
Isn't that wild?
And don't get me wrong, I'd love to see that Super Bowl again.
It would be fun. It would be fun.
Dude.
So Ty loves Dak. He loves Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I was looking at your list before this, Kurt, of the quarterbacks that you rated, and I was like, it blows my mind that Jalen's not number one. Like, Mahomes hasn't done anything extraordinary, right? Extraordinary this year. He's played great football. He's won his team a lot of games by obviously extending the plays and just being a great quarterback. He's also thrown the most interceptions we've ever seen him throw in the first half of the season.
He really hasn't had a great year. I said this last like 2-3 weeks
hasn't
stretch
had
for him
because
and this last 2 to 3 week stretch is what's made him go there. Only the main thing is like when I make those rankings, I try to take into account like what weapons do they have, what situations are they in, like what does it all look like, and right now like. Dude, any of those top 5 guys, like if you switch them around, like I feel like they could have been whoever.
Yeah.
But Jalen Hurts right now, like he may not have the best stats. I think the other thing that bothers me with Jalen Hurts is his rushing touchdowns that everyone tries to throw around. They're tush pushes from the 1 yard line.
Yeah, they're 99% of them are tush pushes, 100%. I don't even think about that, right? I think of
his
just what
fourth quarter, like you said, his fourth quarter, like Mamba mentality of like, we're gonna just go win this game and we're gonna figure out a way to do it. And it's different each week. Sometimes it's Swift, sometimes it's AJ Brown, sometimes it Hurts with his feet. Like whatever it takes, dude. It's so hard to rank those quarterbacks every week. It's like, dude, it's wild.
It reminds me of Mahomes, but like Mahomes shows his emotion more.
Yes, but like, who do you want? Like, who do you want leading you? Right? Like, dude? I want a guy. Like, there's something you're only like what kind of leader? That's it, man. Your quarterback's a leader. Everyone knows that, right? And maybe your coach. Maybe if you have a coach with this high energy as Dan Campbell, you can look to him on the sideline, and then he can also be your emotional leader, right? Like there's emotional leaders on teams of people that you want to look to. It's like I wouldn't want any other quarterback, I think, in the NFL other than like maybe like Matthew Stafford, literally just because I love Stafford and I love his energy. But like Jalen Hurts, dude, that dog. It's like, dude, it's not over. We have him. Like. And
I look at Jalen Hurts like Kobe Bryant, and I look at like that mentality, and I look like Mahomes is like a Steph Curry, like a little more flashy, a little more showy, but like knows he's that dude, and he'll let you know he knows he's that dude. And where like
both good comparisons.
Hurts is just gonna stand there and just like,
yeah, dude, he's gonna, dude. It's like, I love it. I love it, dude. That's it. I just wanted to.
Very Eagles.
100%. Well, so
to get those out.
Speaking of the Eagles, bro, they're 10-1. They've got 2 huge games coming up, which, by the way, will impact these next 2 games for them are going to impact heavily the NFC in the playoffs, 1, 2, and 3 seed. Cowboys are one of those games. Obviously, the Lions have a little easier of a schedule going down, only have 3 losses. They could get the 1 seed, although the last 2 weeks haven't looked like it. A lot of hate, though, a lot of shade being thrown the Eagles' way. A lot of people, even Chris yesterday on Twitter, saying they remind me of the Vikings last year.
Well, do they have? Like, they have, right?
But the Vikings had a negative point differential. And that's historic. The Eagles do not. They have a very positive point differential.
And when I said that, right, because they are crushing worse teams, but they are winning a ton of 1-score games this year.
For sure. And
they remind me of the Packers in 21. When we had a
Right.
first round exit against or second round exit against the 49ers, we had a first round bye. 49ers came to town and we lost by like that field goal or whatever in the game winning. And
Yep.
it was like we were winning every game that year, like damn near, but we knew like it was kind of sloppy. And like the 1-score wins weren't comfortable late because it's like that could very easily be a playoff loss. And like lo and behold, it turned into that. But I like if the Eagles keep playing how they are, I don't think they're gonna win a Super Bowl. Like I'll say that right now.
Yeah.
If they play as sloppy as they have been, when you play sloppy, if you keep that up consistently and you play 3 good teams in a row in the playoffs that are like clicking, you're gonna lose. Like it's
But
just
I don't think any team. But I don't think any team is clicking. Kurt, I think that we can look at the way
I think the
way that they're
49ers
playing.
right now.
I still think that like the 49ers look lethal, but like again, I think that I think every single team this year and this season has shown like severe weakness at certain points in their career. This year, and that's why I think that like to sit here and say that if the Eagles are continuing to play, that they won't win a Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl this year. I think that we can narrow that down, make that a little bit more concise, and say that I don't think it will be as easy, right? I don't think that if they make it to the Super Bowl that you can say that they will dominate it. I think that every single game along the way could be a coin toss, right? Which means that they could get lucky and win a Super Bowl for sure. If they're continuing to not look complete.
My biggest
Chris.
problem with the Eagles right now is that they're like they need Hurts to do what he did in the fourth quarter to win games right now, and that is not sustainable. Okay, the biggest issue is if you look at the chart of their offense versus their defense is way worse at this time than it was last year, which means their offense needs to be better.
They're also getting a lot of help from the refs. That game with Slay, like the no calls on a few of those to Diggs, it was just kind of like they've just been the beneficiary, in my opinion, very much like the Vikings, of some good luck. But they're a better team than the Vikings were last year. But they've had good luck. They've had the refs on their side for most of these games, it feels like. And like you had that 60-yard field goal that hits in the rain. Like they have a lot of things going their way.
Look where they are defensively. They're below 50%. So guys, the good teams, right? Good offense, good defense. Dallas Cowboys, Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers are the best, like in terms of having that really good mix of offense and defense. And then the Eagles are below the Lions in defensive EPA.
Oof.
Dude, that is
you have to try to do that, I feel
right.
like.
Hey, but they're ahead of the Lions in offensive EPA, right? So their offense is playing way better right now than their defense, and so they need to turn that around, and they have time to turn that around.
Let me ask you this question then, guys. Just straight up, what's your answer? Are the 10-1 Eagles the best team in the league right now?
Yes, I think they are. I also now and like
I think they can be. They're not right now.
I think that they can be, and I think that they are. I think
they are. They're not even favored this week.
I think that they'll beat the Niners. I think it'll be close, but I think
juicy.
I think that they'll beat the Niners, dude.
I'm fading Ninja this time. We're normally like on the same train, but
I just think that they could do it. They've proven it time and time again against great teams, against unfortunately against bad teams. Like they win. They know how to win. They're winning. And
I just think that this is a blood game.
I think it's gonna be. I love it. I can't wait. I got the over on this.
Debo Samuel, like there will be guys thrown out of this game. I'm like, if there's a prop bet on someone getting ejected, like put some money on that, because the talk from last year's NFC Championship game with Brock Purdy going out and like the elbow stuff, and now this year and all the talk throughout the season, like again, another thing to note: the Niners have not lost a game this year when they have both Debo and Trent Williams.
Yep.
Both those guys are available.
I am going to say right now, I think the Eagles are the best team in the league. Kurt, we're going to talk about this game right now. So Niners are 3-point favorites on the road, which is crazy. Over under 46.5. 55.8% of the money right now is going in on the Niners outright. Give us your prediction.
This is one of those games where I'm like, give me Niners money line for like heavy units, because it's the best money line like chance you'll get on the Niners this year for the most amount of squeeze out of that bet. And right now, the way that I'm looking at it is Jalen Hurts, it took him all the way until the fourth quarter to do something that game for the most part against a really bad defense. Like the Bills' defense is awful. It's damn near awful.
Yeah, especially.
But also think about the weather, man. You're not looking at that game was pouring the entire game. pouring.
It was, but like you would think that they'd be able to run the ball a little bit better than they were. And I just like
I don't know. Swift is also hit or miss, dude. Like that's another unfortunate. Like Swift is like he's usually pretty consistent, but again, man, I don't know.
Guys,
I want to see this
rain
this
is in the
49ers
forecast on Sunday in
49ers
Philly.
D-line.
So yeah, Purdy. I got Purdy at 2 interceptions.
I just think game script wise, dude, like even if there is rain, you have a 49ers D line that is just insane. Chase Young, Bosa, like we already know who they have. Now you have Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey able to both tote the rock against an Eagles defense that like they're not really them right now. And if you have to have Hurts playing from behind against a defense that can get after the quarterback with 4 guys rushing, I think this could get out of hand. And I don't think the 49ers are that much better than the Eagles, but I think game script wise, it could get out of hand.
Hey, Kurt, I completely agree with you. I'm really concerned about Philly in this game. If you just watch the teams play football, the 49ers look just better right now. And that's okay. If you're a Philly fan, like that's fine. Dude, did you guys see how many times Jalen Hurts got sacked by the Buffalo Bills? Right? And Kurt, what did you just say about the 49ers?
Yeah. And there's going to be, that's the thing. The 49ers can get pressure with 4 guys, where most teams have to get pressure with 5. The coverage is going to be even tighter. It's not like they're blitzing and leaving vulnerable spots. Like that's why the 4-3 defense is so good when it is good, because you got 7 guys back there, 4 guys rushing, and there's no space. I don't know. I just, again,
this is not a favorable game.
If Purdy doesn't play well, if Purdy doesn't play well and doesn't play well on 3rd down and can't grip the ball and like those things happen, then this game is not so easy, because Hurts can throw in the rain. He can make plays in the rain.
100%. That's what I'm saying.
It's time for the Eagles defense to show up.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a close game. I'm excited. I'm probably leaning Eagles like 23, Niners 20.
It's going to be crazy, dude. I like this. This is like one of those games you throw a party for.
Yep. And that's the under, by the way. 23-20 would be the under.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Ty, you're taking the Eagles?
Yeah, dude. No, give me the Eagles over the Niners. I just see Jalen at home, especially in the rain. I see him bringing it home, dude. I don't think Purdy's going to play well, like in this rain. I think that if they can get even a little pressure on him, we're going to see mistakes being made. It's like bring the pressure, right, and just try to contain Christian McCaffrey. And I think that you have a very winnable game.
Yep.
No chance Shanahan is sleeping at all this week. By the way, he's a super sicko when it comes to this stuff. Like. And this one for sure, I wouldn't be shocked to see some tricks in the bag, dude. Like, be ready for a trick play, some like crazy bullshit. Like, I could see him.
Dude, I so wish they could flex the freaking Bengals and the Jags off of Monday night, and then put the Packers Chiefs on Monday night, and then throw this game in Sunday night.
It could be the best weekend. Like, it could have been the best primetime weekend of football in the entire year.
Yep. 100%. The next, guys, we got Lions at Saints. Lions are -4. The over-under right now is 45.5, and they're at New Orleans.
Yep.
Give us your picks.
Oh, I'm 27-24 Niners, by the way.
Okay.
Anyone want to start?
You kick us off.
I'm worried.
So I will say this right now. If you're a Lions fan, we lose this one, I'm down bad. Like, guys, I am down bad. Like, please don't text me in the group chat if we lose this game. I think this is another game that the Lions have such a favorable matchup. Derek Carr really, really struggles in the red zone. Our defense has struggled lately. So this could be a get right game for Aaron Glenn and the defensive squad, who I just called out on our turnovers and touchdowns and touchbacks, right? And so I'm thinking that this is like an 8-point victory for us. I see this like being a 28-20 win for the Lions.
It's one of those games you probably forget about. It's a win. Forget about it.
I was thinking like 35-21. I think our offense does well, even on the road. Maybe more points. I think we hit the over for sure. And I don't know. It might be closer. It might be closer because our defense might not show up. We'll see.
I'm just not scared of this offense at all, of the Saints. And the Saints have actually, this is surprising to me, because you think of them, you think good defense. They have a bottom 10 rushing defense, and we're a top 10 rushing offense. I think we're going to run the ball all over them. Huge. I'm taking the over on Montgomery yards and Gibbs yards, and probably receptions from both of them too. So I think but I don't think that we're gonna let Goff get. Like, I think Goff needs a 3 or 4 tutty game, no turnovers, and I just don't see that happening. I think he's going to get like 1 or 2, and I wish that this could be like a get right game for him, but I just don't think we're going to need him to throw. But I'm thinking like a 27-10, 24-10 type game.
Yeah, I think the run game analysis for that is like that's money. The Saints suck in the run game. The Falcons took advantage of them, and I think the Lions run game is even better than the Falcons, and they're going to run up and down. The only thing that could possibly scare me in this game is if Derek Carr were to get hurt and Jameis comes in. Like,
and just chucks it all over the field.
Like, I actually could see Jameis Winston being like the freaking, like the hiccup for the Lions in this game, but like it won't happen unless Derek Carr gets hurt or gets benched. But Derek Carr, like being on the field against you guys is a really good thing for you guys because he's a turnover machine right now. He's not good in the red zone. And the only way that you guys lose is either Jameis Winston steps up and like gets in the game somehow through an injury, or they like lean heavily on Taysom Hill from like the 25-yard line and it gets to be one of those weird, annoying Saints.
Hey, and the Lions have proved that we struggle with mobile quarterbacks, and so that Taysom Hill should absolutely be in the Saints game plan this week.
Yeah, the Saints. I don't know. I don't have any stats or anything, but when they have used Taysom Hill from the 25 and in, I'm pretty sure they've scored more points.
Oh, he has a higher success rate in the red zone than Derek Carr. It's so funny, dude.
Yeah,
that is insane.
Yeah,
who didn't give their pick?
I did.
We all did.
All right, sick. We're gonna do 2 parlays, by the way. So we're gonna go through these next games that we're talking about. We have Broncos at Texans, dude. Texans are favored by 3.5 points at home.
Wow.
Over under is 47.5. I weirdly like the Broncos here, and I've been gassing up the Texans all year.
Dude,
the
I
Broncos
hate this game.
defense. Yeah, this is a tough one for me to pick. I love the under though. I can't believe that over under is at 47.5. It's the second highest of the week. That's a lot of points.
I think it's under. I think I take the under. Give me the Broncos until they lose. I love the Texans, but I think that I don't think that the Texans defense is good enough to stop the Broncos game plan. Personally, right? They just put up like 29 points against the Browns, and also I think that the Broncos defense is going to give CJ Stroud and them a little bit more difficulty. So, like putting up points. So I think that this is going to hit the under. Give me the Broncos and like a 21-20 close game, maybe even maybe under that. Under like give me like 17-14, dude. I don't know, man. Give me like some weird score. Give me like 19-12.
Scoregami.
Give me like 19-12, dude. This is just gonna be. Yeah. I see a safety. I see missed extra points, dude.
Sees it.
I see it in front of me.
One of the reasons this game is so fun, guys, is because these are 2 really hot teams. And for completely different reasons. Like the Texans are hot because CJ Stroud is freaking awesome. And the Broncos are hot because they're protecting the football and playing really, really good defense. Dude, get this. The Broncos had a bottom 5 defense in the first 5 games of the season. Then they leveled out. And now they've been playing like a top 10 defense in their 5 wins in a row. And so if they get back to that, right? Like if they make this hard on CJ Stroud and Russell Wilson protects the football, I could see this being a Broncos win. But as I am now a CJ Stroud homer,
bring him home, baby.
Give me the Texans 23-21. Let's go.
Okay. There's like 2 paths in life, good and evil. And I see this game happening in exactly 2 different ways. It goes ball control, ground control, annoying, stupid, slow, boring, shouldn't even be on TV game that the Broncos win. Or you look at the other side and you look at Bobby Slowick, the offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans, who is a Shanahan disciple, who, if you know, McDaniels from Miami was a Shanahan disciple. They all run that offense very similarly. And that offense put up 70 on the Broncos. And the Broncos have not seen an offense that runs that scheme since. They've played against the Bears, the Jets, the Chiefs,
the
Packers, the Chiefs again, and then the Bills, the Vikings, Browns. Like they haven't seen like that Shanahan West Coast, like that new age, whatever they do with like the tight splits and the motions and all that. And I could see this being a game that like kind of blows the roof off in a way. But it's going to go one of 2 ways. It's either going to be like a gritty, close, like boring, slow Broncos win.
Yeah.
Or if the Texans can take the lead in the first quarter and make the Broncos get out of their game plan, then it's going to get ugly fast. And it's going to be no in between, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with my homer pick, and I'm going to take CJ Stroud and the Texans to win 28-13.
The dark side.
I like it. I like it. I'm actually I love everything that you just said, Kurt, and I'm with you there. But I think the score for me is going to be closer than the game. You know what I mean? So
I feel you there.
I'm going like 23-21 Texans with like a late pointless touchdown that really doesn't matter to make it close.
The Russ special.
Yeah, 100%. Like, so I do actually like the Texans. The Broncos, man, if they win this game, bro, their fans are going to go through the roof.
Dude,
the way
if they
the
win this
started.
game, let's hear it out though. If they win this game, they play the Chargers, then the Lions, then the Patriots, then the Chargers and the Raiders. Like,
yeah,
I can see that. I can see. Dude,
they could
listen
win
to
a
here.
bunch.
I literally think I can see the Broncos in the Super Bowl. I'm not joking. I said it. I said it. Dude.
Holy cow!
I said it. I like the dude. I do. I love the way they're playing. I think that their offense has the ability to score points when necessary, and their defense gives them the ball in great positioning, dude. And they score. I don't know, man.
Can you cook a little more? I need a little more convincing. Please cook a little more.
Dude, like just look at Russell. Russell Wilson, the first half, he had over 50 or 40 rushing yards. Like he has the capability. And I think that's what he wanted to do. I think that literally against the Browns, he's like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do it early, and they're not gonna expect it. Right. And like I could see it. Am I sitting here saying that I think the Broncos are one of the best teams? No, but I think that they can get there. That's all I'm saying.
The Broncos could be like the Giants that beat the Patriots?
Yes.
Could you imagine Broncos, Eagles?
Guys. Besides that Miami game, hear me out. Seriously.
I'm not sipping any of this.
That's fine. Besides that Miami game, dude, their games they're close. They're winning. They're keeping it low. I'm just saying, dude, like they look like a team right now that has they've controlled the game. Their ball control is incredible. I'm just saying.
Yep, I like it. Tyler, upset with Jared Goff, thinks that the Broncos win the Super Bowl. Okay, sick.
Yeah, I do because Russell Wilson doesn't fumble the ball when someone breathes on it.
I love you, bro.
Russell Wilson plays now.
It's true. It's true. We got one more game and then we got our parlays, my guys. And Kurt, people want your opinion on this one.
Oh man,
I want to see a snow globe game in Lambeau.
Give it to me,
where those fans have to sit down on those. You know, they bring those like little cushions so that their feet, their butts don't get too cold in their feet. Chiefs at Packers. The spread right now is Chiefs -6.5. The over under is now 42.5.
42, huh?
42. Who wins that game? And they're expecting snow.
Dude, I'm taking a Jordan Love legacy game. Like against all odds, against a good defense, against Pat Mahomes. But I think last week, no lie, I think last week was the first time that the Packers team, coaches, players, and fans were all on the same page and excited. Like,
yeah,
all year. Like, holy shit. Like, maybe, just maybe we got something here. And I think they're going to ride that into one of the loudest Lambeau games in the history of ball. And Pat Mahomes doesn't have his guy. He doesn't have guys. Like, and that Joe Barry defense, like, it's not a good matchup. It's not a good matchup for the Chiefs. The way that their teams are constructed are not like the Packers have the edge in this game, regardless of what Vegas says. If they can stop Pacheco, all they have to do is stop Pacheco, and the Packers can win this game.
Hey, let's not overlook Kelsey, man, and his
Kelsey's
ability.
He's gonna get his 100 yards, dude. He's gonna have his 100 yards, but I don't think Travis Kelsey is gonna be winning the Chiefs games anymore.
I think that we've seen that these last couple of games that they've played. I don't think that
All right, can I paint you guys a different picture?
Please,
yes, paint me
like one of your French girls.
Patrick Mahomes is laying down in a chair right now, taking a double IV of cheese curds.
Watching our show.
Okay, double IV of cheese curds, and he is just staring at Wisconsin on a map right now. Okay, and he is gonna get to Lambeau, and he is gonna dominate the Green Bay Packers. And they're going to be wiping their butts, dude. Give me 30-13 Chiefs.
Ooh,
I can see that too. I can see that.
I could see a lot of these things playing out.
For sure.
To be honest.
Ty, what's your pick, bro?
I think that the Packers can win this, but give me the Chiefs. And give me like 24-17, dude. Like It's
Okay.
not a
One
high
score
scoring
game. One score game.
Yeah, one score game, pretty much the entire time. Maybe like an early Packers touchdown, but
The NFL loves this year, by the way, guys. Like over 70% of the games have ended in a one score. So I mean,
yeah, this is like it's history happening right now.
it's a good bet.
I'm with Kurt that I could see anything happening this game. I really, really could, especially at Lambeau. You just never know under those lights. But I kind of like the under. I love the Chiefs defense. I think Love's going to do fine, but struggle a little bit. Give me like a 17-13 Chiefs win. Where it's just all of us are kind of like one of those games where it's a low scoring, but we're not bored because we're like, oh man, the snow is there. And like, what a throw. And that turnover wasn't his fault. You know what I mean? Like just a fun 17-13.
Dude, I think that it's going to be fun for more than that reason, John. I think like this is a lot. This has playoff implications. 100%. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's
like like those types of games for both teams, 100%. Like I'll take a low scoring game against these two teams, right? Because I think that it's going to be I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun.
I love the Packers plus 6.5.
I love watching the Packers. I love watching the Packers at night.
Too.
I can watch the Packers at night all the time because we've just been trained to have like these Aaron Rodgers, incredible stories, never over. So like the Lions throw leads and I'm like have a pit in my stomach. I love watching Packers come back because they do it a lot. So
all right, I'm gonna set the stage one more time. So the Chiefs have won a lot of games this year, but they've also played down to opponents and have led opponents in games that they should have not been in. Started the year, obviously lost the Lions, didn't have some of their guys, whatever. Lions were the better team that day. Now we look at it this way. Chiefs only beat a shit Jets team 23-20. Like the Jets are bad, and they only beat them by 3 points. The Chiefs only beat the Vikings on October 8th by 7 points. That was a close game. Then the Chiefs barely beat the Broncos 19-8. That game was a lot closer the first time around than the score indicated. They scored a late touchdown. Then you have skip a week. Broncos come and smack the Chiefs. Then the Chiefs play against the Dolphins, and the Dolphins didn't play well. They beat them 21-14. We don't really know who the Dolphins are. They haven't beat anybody really good, but
they also should have won that game. It was in London. It was weird.
Yeah, it was a weird game, right? Then you have the Chiefs played bad against the Eagles, lost 17-21. And then this game against the Raiders, the Chiefs scored 31, but like that wasn't like a 31-17 game. Like if the Packers go up 14 against the Chiefs, 14-0, I don't think the Chiefs come back like that. Like the Raiders blew that bag heavy. Like they just let them right back into that game. This is not a game that the Chiefs, in my opinion, can go and just like F around with. Like they're not just going to be able to skate through and we're going to be better than them the whole game. It's not that type of matchup.
I agree.
I'm with you. It's going to be fun. I love the Packers with 6.5. Now here's what I want to do. We've never done this before. I've done it with my buddy. Just for some context, I will never BS with anybody. I think the worst people in the world are people who lie about their winnings in gambling because it's just as unhealthy and paints a bad picture. And for people who struggle with that, it's just not smart. So I always talk about my losses and my Mongolian soccer wins. Okay. But I have a 6-game NBA parlay that I'm winning literally right now, plus 1241. If the Mavericks win, they're offering me 115 cash out already. That's going to hit unless a monumental collapse here happens in the last 2 minutes. My point is, I'm on fire on these parlays, boys.
I'm watching it right now, by the way, right next to it. They're up by 6.
Yeah, we like that. So my point is, I'm doing well. So let's have fun. I'm talking for me, $5-10. I love the plus 1,000. Here's what I want to do for us. We're going to do a Thursday night football one where we're going to hit it this week, boys. And then after that, we're going to come up with a parlay that gets us to plus 1,000 that we feel really, really good about. Not like Packers money line, right? Like we could take Packers plus 6.5, maybe for sure might be on there to get us that parlay to plus 1,000 with 4 to 5 legs only. I think that's the sweet spot in the NFL this year. So first, Thursday night football. Let's pull it up.
I got it, dude.
I've got it up as well. We've got Seahawks at Cowboys. If I hit sing, probably sometimes that changes the odds here. Minus 8.5 is the spread. Do you guys want to we each come up with a leg here. What do you guys want to do? Over under 46.5.
I'll touch the give me the Cowboys minus 9.5.
Minus 8.5 then?
It's 9.5 for me, so 8.5 is
okay.
Good. 8.5
so
is
Cowboys minus 8
wait,
or 9.5.
Can you tease that at all?
Tease? Excuse you?
Can you tease? Like, are those
do you want me to
teasable?
go? You want me to go? Hold up. So you want me to go? Hang on.
Something
Tap to build. Hang on 1 second. You want to go? Boom. Let me go. Tap to build same game parlay. So you want better odds? You want to take the spread and give them
like
dude,
6.5.
I'd give them. Oh, you want to go lower?
Yeah,
Okay. If we're doing guaranteed, then fine. I'll do 6.5.
that's the only reason because he said guaranteed.
We're taking guaranteed.
Well, no,
okay.
the guaranteed for me. Oh yeah. No,
This is
you're
the
right.
guaranteed. This is the guaranteed. So that's what I have. Give me the. I went down -6.5 Cowboys.
How do I?
That
see
might be mortal lock of the century.
How do I see that on? Oh, spread alternate. There we go.
Spread alternate.
And you're going what? You're going. We're saying Cowboys.
Cowboys
All right,
-6.5.
Minus
get on this.
6.5 is at -162. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. So Chris, you're gonna go to game lines alternate.
Got it.
All right. So -6.5. All right, guys, we're cooking this up. So follow
Okay.
along at home if you want to, guys. Bet responsibly. -6.5 is Ty's leg. Kurt, what you
Okay,
got?
give me Dak Prescott over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Oh, I love that so much, dude.
Dak
Right,
Prescott
Hey, give me
over
hey,
1.5 passing touchdowns.
Give me Geno Smith under.
You don't get to add another one.
I'm kidding.
Chris.
All right, hold up. So wait,
Probably
what was
hits.
what was that last one?
Just-
The last one was Dak over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Got it. Okay.
All right, Chris, your turn. Unless you want me to go.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
All right,
I'm debating between
this guy has been hot. I have benched him 3 straight weeks in fantasy.
Brandon
I
Cooks.
will not be benching him again. Give me Brandon Cooks over 40.5 receiving yards.
He's been dominating, dude.
He's been dominating, and I think
I'll
they're going to
take
throw
it.
the ball a ton. And 40's nothing, dude. That's 1 or 2 plays. The way they use him.
I could see that. I could see McCarthy like taking advantage of the Seahawks being a lesser team and just trying to air it out to run their stats up.
Yep. And Chris, you're the last one, dude.
God, I hate that you said like make it happen.
Well, no,
You know
we're
what
just
I
trying to win this Thursday one. The plus 1,000 is the one I'm most excited about. But we're trying to win a Thursday parlay because we're getting 3 legs, 2 here and there. Let's win one.
Yeah, so give me Geno. Look at the alternate passing lines. Because I think Geno is going to have to throw and they're going to have to scheme some smart things. And we still don't even know. I don't think I think Charbonnet is going to start at running back. So give me Geno over 200 passing yards. The alternate -255.
Okay.
Geno Smith passing.
Give me the alternate.
That makes me
plus
nervous.
Chris, that does make me nervous.
Bro, I could honestly see Geno just like stinking up a stinker.
Yeah, he's not healthy still. And like against the Broncos defense,
Wow.
Chris, are you sure?
Hold on, 200 plus is -255, guys.
I know. That's
Yeah,
why
I know, and I don't like -2. I would
Hold
not
on,
even.
hang on. This is a situation that I go right here. I'm going into my fantasy app real quick.
Wow.
I don't care that he has to throw. Let's go. Type in Geno Smith. Let's look at his last couple games. Okay. 180 against San Fran. That was last week. 233 against the Chargers, 369 against Washington, 157 against Baltimore, 254 against Cleveland, 219 against Arizona, 326 against Cincinnati, 110 against the Giants.
All right.
328 against Detroit,
Ready?
296 against Carolina.
Right,
I mean, I can see it,
I'm
Chris.
going to do a different one then.
Okay,
All right.
I like it, Chris, but I'm fine with a different one.
All right. Give me CeeDee Lamb on the alternate reception yards 50 plus -750 for you babies.
Whoa, I hate that.
What?
That's nothing. That literally adds $1 to our winnings.
Well,
Dude, you're
now
annoying.
you guys got me scared.
It's winning, dude.
Fine,
so
then how about
alternate.
this? Then I'm taking my plus 100 one that I have a good feeling is going to happen.
Well, why don't you just say CeeDee Lamb over 84.5?
No, because I like the TJ Lockett line this week. Give me Lockett over 49.5 for plus 100.
Okay.
Hold on. So
that's just receiving yards. Lockett over 49.5.
Yep. I love
I'm
it.
down.
He's over half of the games this year. He's gotten over 50 yards, and I think they're going to need Lockett.
That gets us to plus 575. So we have Dallas spread alternate -6.5 over 1.5 Dak passing touchdowns. My, how the time turned tables, dude.
I know,
We
right?
were doing Dak interceptions week 1 and 2. Over Brandon Cooks 40.5 receiving yards and over 49.5 Lockett receiving yards at plus 575. 10 wins you 67.50. What does 1050 get you? What does 1020 get you? What does 1025 get you? 10-25 to win 69-18. Nice. I'll take that.
I'm going 50 to win 312.
All right. Now, this one is the one I'm most excited about. By the way, is Dallas winning?
They are up by the Rockets are up. I'm sorry. They're up by 3 with 11 seconds left, and they just got fouled.
All right, sick. Love that.
So, but
so here, this one's going to be a heater. This is one I'm most excited about, ladies and gentlemen. We're cooking this up together. We haven't done it. First time ever on a Benkert and Blevins Bros. We're giving you a plus 1,000 special that we think is going to be a lock this week.
It would be
what, Ty?
This is every game, right?
This is you can do. Yeah. So we're going to build this. What we're looking at here is over unders if needed, money line and spread. You can what we have to be confident in it. In it happening, right? And sometimes you take a money line like the Chargers money line at minus 265 over the Patriots to help with this, but we don't want more than 5 or 6 legs at most to get to plus 1,000
So
odds.
you want 5 or 6?
I was just gonna go like,
and we go together. We all have to agree on all this.
Yeah,
we all have to agree.
I was about to do that, John. I was about to add just some crazy legs to make it hit. Right?
No. That Thursday night one's done.
Yeah, I know. So I'm talking like right now, like just to get us going.
Oh,
like,
my
I'll give you these locks right now. I got the Chargers, Dallas, Pittsburgh, like right now, and Miami, and Tampa Bay. I keep just adding all those to a win. I don't see those teams like even come close to losing.
So hold on. If you do that, if you go Dolphins, Steelers, Cowboys, that's only plus 113, right? So we want to hit it at 6.
Chargers.
Okay,
right,
Chargers gets it to only plus 194. Yeah, so I'm unchecking those for now, Ty.
All right,
I'm not saying you can't use them, but we're trying to get 5 to 6 at plus 1,000. Chris, go ahead.
So I love this bet in the Seattle Cowboy game. I know your boy Ferguson did not get a lot of targets the last few weeks, but he still has a 26% red zone share for the Dallas Cowboys. And Dak, give me at plus 175 a Jake Ferguson anytime TD to start us off.
You're going Tutty.
Yeah.
I think
there's 3 people nervous about it.
No, hold on. It's not that I'm nervous, Chris. It's not that I'm nervous. No. Hear me out. I love this. I think this is against the rules. We have to stick with spread, over, under, and money line. Yep. I still love the pick. Love that pick. People should hammer it. But spread, over, under, money line. Simple for people to follow along at plus 1,000.
Dang it, dude.
All right. I think one gimme this week is Falcons minus 2.5 over the Jets.
Really?
Yeah. I think the Falcons win by a field goal. They can play offense, and the Jets defense is going to be out there a lot.
Okay.
And yeah,
the Falcons defense is good enough to stop Boyle, right?
Yeah, look at what they did to Derek Carr.
So you said Atlanta minus 2.5.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're all on the same page there.
Yeah.
All right. I really like the Chargers minus 6.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
At minus 110?
At minus 110. But Chargers minus 6 at New England. Do you guys like that? You think the Patriots are going to cover?
No.
I think the Chargers. I like the Chargers minus 6.5.
I'd go up.
Yeah,
but we don't. Here's the cool thing about it: we don't have to because we're already at plus 252 on 2 picks.
Okay.
We add 3 more legs here. We're already at plus 1,000.
Okay.
Give me Miami minus 9.5.
I really like the. I don't know about that. I like the over in that game though.
Ooh, yeah, I like that a lot actually.
I like the over a lot too.
The way Tua and Sam Howell have been playing.
Can we tease that over slightly?
How do you? What do you do?
Like the best that I can get right now is 49.5.
How do I do that? I don't want to go over.
Yeah, like I think it's gonna go over, but I want to get as many points as we can.
So you want 51.5?
I want over 49.5, which again, dude, when these lines get closer to the games, like they will give you like 35.5 for like a couple hundred odds, which is like a gimme. But
so you want over 49.5, Kurt?
Yeah, for minus 120.
All right, then
over
give me
49.5.
I'll do the last one. Give me Dallas minus 9.5, bro.
Yeah.
Or did we already? Yeah, Dallas minus 9.5, and there you go.
I like that.
I do also, Chris. You like Dallas?
Plus 1160.
That's plus 11 right there.
Bro, they're going. I'm telling you, man. They're going against. I'm telling you, dude.
Guys. This is juicy. This is juicy, bro. Falcons minus 2.5. Chargers minus 6. Over under 49.5.
Dude,
Miami Commanders and minus 8.5 Cowboys at plus 1,125 gets you 300. Just sent it.
All right.
250 gets me 3,000. Just sent it.
I love it.
Come on, dude. Listen, I am a multimillionaire. We can afford it. We can afford it. And to me, by the way, this is a big bet. Like, this is a very big bet.
Dude, to me, 25 is a big bet.
Hey,
I rarely do that on a
Hey,
parlay.
to all of you guys at home who are not multimillionaires, I'm a teacher. I just put $3 on that parlay to win 38.57. What's up, dude?
Let's roll.
My man.
Autobots roll out.
Guys, this was fun.
Mavericks just won 119 to 115, by the way.
Oh,
Congrats,
baby.
JP.
That's a nice one. I'll shoot some more over in the group chat, fellas.
I'm sitting here watching the Sacramento Kings getting absolutely clapped, by the way, by 24 points, and they're the last leg of my 7-bet parlay to win 1,000.
Oh, baby. There's still a lot of ball game left in that game.
Oh, I know. There's so much ball game left, but it's
they're
still
a very good team.
me.
This has been awesome, guys. Well done. Real quick, while we're live, anything impeding us next week from doing Wednesday off the top of your heads?
Yeah.
No, I actually pushed the dinner back to make sure that I can.
Shoot. Oh, no. I just have a late practice. So I'll be like right on the line.
All right. So we're going back to Wednesdays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central. Benkert and Blevins Bros. Hit us all up on our social medias. We always are tweeting about football, all the games, including college. Everybody, good luck to your teams. A lot of important college football games this week to determine the college football playoff. Please, Michigan, don't let me down in a huge upset game to Iowa. Just go ahead and take care of business, and that's going to be a ton of fun. And again, just a sneak peek. You heard Kurt say it, and so if Kurt's saying it, it's likely we're going to start talking college basketball, NBA, NHL, well, maybe baseball. We'll see as that happens.
Yeah, this isn't a good reason, but now that I'm like betting more, like
you want to watch it. It's fun.
I'm watching a lot more college basketball. I'm watching a lot more college football. I'm watching the NBA. So I'm you know.
Hey, don't do it, dude, because then you just go, oh, that's a lock.
Dude, I'm gonna send you guys this meme that I saw. It's like the cringy person, like he's under his covers in bed at night and his phone's just on. It's like, well, my parlay doesn't hit at 2 a.m.
Yeah, dude. Yes, that is so funny.
Oh, it's so good.
Just so you guys know, hold on. I know you're gonna like this. LaSalle at Temple tomorrow at +142 is nice.
Oh my God,
LaSalle's very good. They're having a good year.
Now we're doing Mongolian soccer and
LaSalle.
Ty's like, how do you spell LaSalle?
Hey,
don't.
Hey, I want everyone at home to have a great week. All right.
Yeah,
Let's
have
go.
the best
Appreciate
week.
you guys.
We'll see you guys soon. Go be kind to people, ladies and gentlemen, and go
Adios.
Lions.
Go Lions this week, baby.